For Panthers Fans Only is a sports podcast intended for mature audiences and contains profanity as well as extremely spirited conversation. What you see and hear are the sole opinions and depictions of each individual, not at all inclusive of the entire cast or any guests associated with our show. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember to stand on business.
For nigga,
Who?
you
I can look at you, nigga. Fuck.
hit the play button, boy.
Relax, boy. Relax. Relax. Relax, relax, relax.
Wake up every day, know that I am blessed. Yeah, counting on my cake, getting all them checks. Yeah, pull up in a ride.
What you do?
I'm just trying to flex. Yeah, why you wanna pay? You do it the best. I'm a high roller.
Oh! What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
High roller. Yeah, yeah, you know.
Shout out to 2016, 2017, 2015 Uzi.
You know I'm
This new nigga, I'm not too familiar with this new nigga. What?
Double parking, bitch, you better not told. Yeah, yeah. Please show me on my opponent.
Shout out to Library Street.
Please show me on my
If
opponent.
you ain't never make it over there,
Yeah.
shit. I'm sorry, y'all got kicked.
Fuck on your knees. Yeah.
What?
Walk on your knees. Drive that car and that bitch ain't no lease. Ooh, I am a beast. Look at my pockets, they so obese. Yeah, they so obese. I eat up and knock this at a feast.
Shout out Noah Farrakhan.
Easy my feet. I put Louis V down, see my wrist. Ferragamo, that's all on my wrist. I know that girl can
That was a wild Library
talk to
Street
me
night.
right with a list.
I got a phone call like 10, 15 minutes after I left.
I got paper, nigga.
Niggas tweaking out because Farrakhan had Uzi on the phone.
I make it, yeah, I really can miss. If I miss that shit a hit. Yeah.
Rube, what up? Yak, what up? Five, what up?
Do it again. Yeah. Woo. I swear that girl, she a 10. Yeah. Keep her on.
At some point or another, before this is all said and done, Terrence will do something besides hold his fucking mic with both hands and just sit there.
Fuck on the twin.
Like he too cool for the intro.
Rap Simmons, Rick Owens.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah. She said she ain't want me,
So I fucked a friend.
Yeah. Open up my mouth, white diamonds when I grin. Yeah. I am not from this earth like Invader Zim. Yeah.
If it's too hot, I'm
Nowadays,
sorry.
I am on that.
Since we've been back, I ain't had the levels right. I apologize.
With my Barbie light.
But luckily, I know y'all fuck with the music.
Every day,
So cool.
bitch, time feel like I'm fan. Yeah. I might
Cause it's coming through hot as hell on my end. Input.
My face don't give
But it just don't be loud enough in my headphones personally. So it's selfish. I ain't gonna lie.
Wake up every day.
Would you rather it be admitted or not?
On my cake. Getting
What difference does it make?
Yeah. Pull
A
up.
significant one. It's about being self-aware.
Flex. Yeah.
Tavian, I'm not even gonna tell y'all what he acting like
Best
today.
mama.
I guess he's soft. I don't know. Everybody can't operate the same. How many hours of sleep did
why are
you
we
get?
under? Why are we under that assumption?
Because you just haven't been talking.
You know I'm a high
We've been rolling for like 3 fucking minutes.
Okay. I'm talking about since I walked in here.
You walked in like 10 minutes before we started recording.
keep her around. I
My
swear that
bad.
girl,
My
she a
bad,
gem.
bro.
Yeah.
What he want me to do?
Before I was
You
on,
want me to
yeah.
fill up the whole room?
Yeah.
You want me to take all the air out this motherfucker, huh?
On, yeah. On the twins. Yeah.
But probably about
Rap
4
Simmons,
hours.
Rick Owens, Lil Phillip Lim.
Welcome. Welcome to For Panthers
She
Fans
said
Only.
she ain't want me, so I fucked a friend. Yeah.
Hey, this weekend we outside. We at Dreamville. Say what up.
Yeah.
If you in the Raleigh area, if you in the North Carolina area, wherever you coming from and you coming to Dreamville Fest, I don't know if you're going to be able to find me or what.
Put my baby in for
But if you do, I'll just apologize for the state that you see me in. I'm going to go ahead and get in front of it now.
Yeah.
Absolutely obliterated. After that, we're on Glenwood. If niggas got, never mind. Actually, let me not even start the weekend that way.
What was you about to say?
Nothing. Peace, love, and joy, and patience. Welcome.
And Blitz.
Yeah, that too. Welcome to For Panthers Fans Only. Welcome. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I don't even really know how to start other than what we typically start with is if you don't already, make sure to tap in with us on social media at For Panthers Fans Only on everything except for Twitter. Twitter, you can find us at FPFO_podcast. Visit our website for PanthersFansOnly.com. You can find our T-shirts as you see right here. We've been rocking them for the last 3 or 4 weeks, whatever the case may be. Had a phenomenal launch date. Extremely appreciative for, what you guys turned out, the numbers that turned out the way they did. Happy that most of you guys, or not most of you, a lot of you guys got the opportunity to be a part of history with us and just the creation station that we've created over at the G2S Network, as well as for Panthers Fans Only, more specifically. If you're not familiar with what the G2S Network is, that is our YouTube channel. Go over there right now if you're listening or watching on another DSP, another platform. Visit at the G2S Network on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. If you're watching on YouTube already, shout out to you. What up to all the chat niggas? Appreciate y'all tuning in as always. And yeah, again, thank you so much for being here. This is For Panthers Fans Only. I'm your host, JJ.
Co-host Terrence. Your producer, Tavian.
And this is For Panthers Fans Only, the For Panthers Fans Only podcast. So grateful that you guys have joined us here this beautiful Tuesday morning. Actually, I've never been one to lie about what we do. This is a pre-recorded show. We're actually currently recording at about 8:15 p.m. on Monday. So, is what it is. But good morning to you if you're watching. I know a lot of y'all be watching the live stream as well, the live preview of the episode. So shout out to y'all for tuning in. And yeah, that's all I got. I have a lot more. Y'all, let me just go through everything. First and foremost, if you haven't gotten your Carolina Reaper tee yet, go get that right now for PanthersFansOnly.com, or you can visit our DMs. Shoot us a DM us and tell us you want a shirt. Tell us the size that you want. Tell us your shipping address. We'll get it mailed out to you ASAP. I'm currently dealing with our manufacturer right now. Shout out to As and Arts. I will say that. Shout out to As and Arts in Wake Forest, North Carolina. They do great business. Shout out to Jay and the whole team over there. Currently dealing with him. I think he said he had to go out of town or something like that this week. So if you ordered a shirt within the last 4 or 5 business days, just please be patient because we're trying to get everything turned around. That's number one. Number two, if you haven't entered yet for the FPFO Game Day experience, go on ForPanthersFansOnly.com right now. Click giveaways. Scroll down to where it says FPFO Game Day experience. Follow the steps, get 5 entries. It's very, very simple. Tickets paid for the game, flights paid for, 2 nights at a hotel paid for. All paid for by For Panthers Fans Only. So go do that right now if you haven't already. I would encourage you just to pause this episode on YouTube or wherever you're watching if you haven't done it, and go enter. Because the entries, I was looking the other day, I was baffled at the number, and not in a good way. I'll just say that. Not that we care, because I mean, we could have 2 people enter, and one of them 2 would win. But it's just like, why wouldn't you want to enter something like that? I have no idea. So that's number 2. Number 3, another giveaway that we have going on. Like we did last year, we're doing our rookie jersey giveaway. So I think you'll have from now until 1 week after the draft, where we record that following episode after the draft, or maybe a week after that, to enter the rookie jersey giveaway. How that goes, obviously you put your entries in, whatever the case may be, and winner will be selected. You'll be able to choose whatever rookie that you want to support this upcoming season for free, no strings attached. All you have to do is enter with the 5 free entries that you get. Subscribe, follow, et cetera, et cetera. That's all stuff that Dylan handles, our content manager. What else? Our content creator draft bracket challenge. I think that's coming up the 2nd or 3rd week in April. Make sure to be following us on X, because that's something really, really dope that we do. It kind of brings the community closer together. I absolutely love it. Dylan came up with the idea last spring. We ran it the first season, huge success. So we're going to run it again this year, bigger and better, like we typically do here at FPFO. The winner of that content creator bracket challenge, mock draft bracket challenge, will win a free Carolina Reaper shirt, as well as $50, I think it is, or something like that. So got a lot of shit going on. All of that being said, I think I just spent like maybe 10 minutes on the intro and telling y'all what we have going on. But it's for the reason that I believe For Panthers Fans Only has been partially established, is to create a community and just create, unity in the Panthers fan community and just being a hub where people can have the opportunity, just to express how they feel, the way they want to feel, or the way they want to express it, rather, and just feeling, having the feeling of being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. That's what we want to do here at FPFO, and that's what we try to do every time we get in front of the camera, every time we, create a T-shirt, whatever the case may be. That's the thought process. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here again. Like, comment, subscribe. And, yeah, that's all the housekeeping items that I have for today.
And Bloody and QJ, I better see y'all in them entries.
Bloody and I'm sure they're probably already there. I
just got to make sure, I need y'all in there. Y'all been here since day one, so.
Facts.
If y'all ain't in the entry, I mean.
And Omar, too. Omar was lit.
Too, yeah.
Actually, I don't know if Omar came, like, when Omar, like, tapped in with us. But Omar be OD active, like, when it gets that time, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I better see all y'all in there, man.
For sure. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? I'm listening. I just got to get up and do something real quick, but y'all keep going.
Pollen killing me, taking me out. Yeah, I mean, I walked outside today, and when I was at work, I did a little walk, and I literally almost died when I came back in. That shit was so hectic and crazy. But other than that, I mean, I've been chilling, trying to get back into a routine. My back has been fucked up, so trying to get back into an active routine where I can, hit the gym more consistently, getting up at 4:40, 4:30, go to the gym. So trying to get back active, but other than that, I'm chilling. I'm doing good.
Why the fuck would you wake up that early?
What did I just say? Trying to get back into a routine.
I'm proud of you, but that shit, it couldn't be me. But
well, that's why it's me. Everybody can't do it. If it was easy, everybody could do it. But everybody can't do it.
I figured that was coming. How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. Same shit though. Pollen has definitely been brutal. I mean, it shit's like the apocalypse. You got smoke rolling in and pollen on top of it. I mean, it's just fucking double whammy. Can't even breathe when you walk outside nowadays, it feels like. But I'm feeling good, man. Life is going good. Just prepping, getting ready to move my feet and plant them somewhere else. So getting ready for that, mentally prepared. That's always a big task. Anybody who's ever moved knows it's a fucking challenge. So
we need all hands on deck.
I don't know why the fuck you said that and peek your eyes over here. I already told you I'm busy.
All hands on deck. You see how they try to do you?
Yeah, like in
Curry, Samai, all them niggas. They all accounted for that day that y'all move or what?
What are you busy doing? Because you tried to make
umpiring.
No, you tried to make that up the other day, which you actually didn't have to do it. But I mean, if you picked up a game, then that's just some whole shit.
I just told you that I'm umpiring. I don't know what you want me to say.
Like I said,
some whole shit.
I mean, in 2 days, it may not be that. Actually, I'm not even going to disclose what I touched this weekend.
Yeah, but what you're not understanding is the other day when I mentioned it, you was like, let me see, and then made some shit up.
What what day is it again?
The 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got games on that. I don't know. We can discuss that. We'll see what we can do.
But that's where life is, man. Just adult shit. Nothing fun this week to update y'all with.
Fair enough. It be like that sometimes. Sometimes life be lifing. So, I mean, that's just how I go. The pollen is OD. But I was telling him on the car ride up here, like, luckily, like, I haven't been as affected as bad as others have. And I'm very, very thankful. Because around this time, like, every year, it's like a guaranteed week and a half to 2 weeks where I'm, like, damn near on my deathbed. Like, it be so bad. So I'm actually extremely grateful that it hasn't touched me like that. But I will say that when I go outside and I get in my whip, that shit be pissing me off. But it's okay because I have the membership to the car wash. Every time I go in that bitch, pull right up, confirm my license plate, run the shit so I can get out of here and go do what I need to do. Well, that's too much.
How often have you gotten it washed?
I would say I've probably gotten it washed 4 or 5 times since I purchased it. And I think I purchased it when? Last Saturday? Is that what I told y'all?
I think so. Yeah, it's been about 2
last
weeks.
Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago, something like that. So I feel like it hasn't been that crazy.
Nah, that's not OD.
Given the pollen in the way that should be hitting it, bro. Like
It's just pointless, bro. At this point,
I know,
because as soon as I wash mine, like pollen hit it the next day.
Yeah, I'll just wait for the rain.
Yeah, that's probably the better. I mean, it's probably more financially feasible, but with that membership, it's just like, nigga told me I could go through there 1,000,000 times a day. I said, nigga, don't tempt me with a good time, because I might go to a restaurant, come out that bitch, and drive back through this motherfucker.
That's just ignorant, bro.
It's too much, bro. That's too much.
Yeah.
This is the same nigga that parked his shit, horizontally across 3 parking spots. So,
I mean, yeah.
Ooh.
Me.
Him.
Oh.
But and that was just a rental. So you can only imagine how I feel in my shit. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah. Again, thank y'all so much for being here. If y'all, it's been a lot of new people too. Shout out to all the new people that are just finding out about FPFO. Round of applause for y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Hit the button.
I don't know which one it is.
Yes. You should know. You're very good. There you go. Round of applause for all of the new people. That's how we do here at FPFO, nigga. Sometimes it's just get down and lay down. And it's very, very light right now. But trust me, in September and October, it don't always be like this.
No.
Let's jump into it, bro. We have so much to go through. And we're going to try it. Tavian, I'm going to challenge you. Don't cut me off and don't cut Terrence off. But I will say, please just, keep the time reasonable.
Push it.
Because I don't want to go too crazy.
Push it. Let's go.
First things first. This is what I'll say. First things first, we'll go through this very, very briefly. Instant reactions. It has been confirmed today, or yesterday it was confirmed by our head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, that the Cleveland Browns will be participating in joint practice with the Carolina Panthers. I think they said earlier on in the earlier part of training camp. How do y'all feel about that?
It's different. Isn't the last 2 years we had the Jets?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's definitely different. It's nice to see a little switch up there. I think it'll definitely be interesting if they draft like Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. That'll be something fun to watch. And then also you get real work in. Myles Garrett lined up on the other side. So I think that'll be a good look for Bryce in the offensive line starting early. But, I'm just happy to see new competition, really. But other than that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was about it, too. Did you were kind of just like Black?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, new team, new looks, but it's training camp at the end of the day. It's cool that they're doing it a little earlier. So it'll be interesting to see if that pays any, dividends later on in the year. But for the most part, it's gonna be one of those things that we'll really see how it affects the team closer to the season.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Do you know if they're still doing it the same way, training camp?
Well, they're building the new practice facility. They've been working on that since last year during training camp. So they're building that, so it'll be a little different. Are you talking about with the VIP?
Yeah.
For the I'm not sure. I don't know, but you know that if that's the case, y'all won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I just thinking if they were to get rid of that, then they would fuck a lot of stuff up.
Well, they've done that before because they fucked Wofford up. Which, don't get me wrong, I think like looking back at it now, I think I enjoyed it being at the Panthers facility more than going to Wofford. But for us personally, like it was just for me. I'll speak for myself. It was just one of those things that we have been doing for 5 or 6 years, or whatever the case may be. Just getting a group of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dudes sometimes, taking a trip down to Wofford and just having that experience. So that to me, the experience on that front was better, just because it just is. However, as far as training camp itself and practice itself, much more enjoyable at the Panthers facility.
100%. Not being in the sun, having a place to sit.
Yes.
Free drinks.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Free food.
Yes. All of that. Breakfast every morning. Dan Morgan and Ian Rappaport just standing there having convos.
Yeah, easy jersey signings and memorabilia. You ain't got to be fighting. And
yes, all of the above.
Shorter drive.
Yes.
Better experience.
Better experience by far. Better experience. So to answer your question, I do believe that they're doing it the same way. But I will say, like, the PSL prices came out the other day, invoices, And, like, when you were registering, I guess re-registering for your PSLs or whatever the case was, like, for you to get to your invoice, you had to select, like, what PSL owner experience you wanted. So there were, like, 3 tiers, and I don't even remember the tiers, but it was, like, very, very different and weird from what they have done before. I think one was, like, the ultimate fan experience where you got invites to different events that the Carolina Panthers put on and stuff like that. Like with other PSL members, that was one. The other one was the ultimate game day experience, which obviously I'm paraphrasing because I don't know the exact names, but that one was the ultimate game day experience, which is the one that I selected. So you get access to, like, on certain games, you get access to the player row, like when they are walking in and shit like that. The flag thing, like I did 2 or 3 years ago, holding the flag pregame. Why did that make you chuckle? That was hard.
Right, you were so happy about that.
Yeah, I was, nigga. I'm not gonna lie.
He was out there trying to shake the flag as hard as he could. I'm like, bro, give it a fucking break.
Isn't that when bro tried to punch you in your shit too?
No, nobody ever tried to. Nigga, see, don't get up here lying, because we got new viewers. Don't get up here lying.
I mean,
nobody
they can go check the tape. Bro, was it from New Orleans?
New Orleans?
That was.
Oh yeah, that nigga was chatting. I forgot it, but yeah, he was chatting. He's a bitch. I mean, he's a bitch. Nigga, don't talk to me if you're not in pass. But he did tell me that shit was gonna be sweet for them. Oh God, he said, man, them niggas sweet as hell. I said, who? Nigga said, you about to see? I said, no, nigga, you're about to see. And of course, we get fucked off. So. But yeah, that was turned. So that was the one that I selected, and then there was a third one that I really can't even remember. I don't remember what it was. But yes, I will say that all of that being said, the Panthers are not, unfamiliar with change, especially when it comes to the fan experience. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything about training camp changing and the way they do it. Invoice pricing went up too. That's another thing that a lot of, like, I'm not going to hold you. That shit kind of pissed me off because I got the new card payment, got different shit going on, and I wasn't too happy to see that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all, but, I mean, Dave Tepper can do what he wants, I guess. Let me see. All right, let's go through this. We'll spend like 10, 15 minutes here. Brandt, Tillis, and Dan Morgan. They did their annual pre-draft interview. I want to say, let me not guess. I think it was like 5 or 6 days ago at this point. I don't think that we had the opportunity to touch it last week, because I think it happened after that or after we recorded. I don't know if we have an exact date. Long story short, 5 days ago. 5 days ago? Mm-hmm. Cool, 5 days ago, so technically 6 when you guys watch or listen to this. Brandt, Tillis, and Dan Morgan had the opportunity to address the media. Just want to go through, like I said, 10 or 15 minutes, things that stood out to y'all, conversations y'all want to have, whatever the case may be. First for me, and we can kind of do a round robin, however y'all want to do it. First thing that stood out for me, Brandt Tillis was asked about how some of the contracts were structured this year during free agency, and if Bryce Young's contract, his second contract, played a part in that. Paraphrasing, obviously, and I think Joe Person asked this question. It was actually a great question. Asked about if this free agency class, the way we went about certain contracts, if they took Bryce Young's contract into consideration, and the answer was no. Long story short, the answer was no. Like, obviously, he gives the politically correct answer. He gives all of the additional fluff. But for me, in the way JJ translates certain shit, that gave me cause for pause.
I mean, he damn near said the answer. He damn near just said it was no. Because, like, at the end, he was like, so, no. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, how did that make y'all feel? Because to me, I'm just like, bruh, after them 10 games last year, if that shit didn't play a part and that didn't put y'all's brain at ease, I understand you might want to see that over a full season. But, like, that's still that same shit that they was doing last year with the uncertainty of, was Bryce Young going to be the starter on any given week, what the future looked like, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I think that it's one of two things. Either A, you still don't have the trust in Bryce Young that you claim to have. That's number one. Or number two, you're not being proactive enough for JJ's liking. And either one of those things are not ideal. They're not ideal. But how do y'all feel about it?
I don't think it really doesn't bother me at all. Just in the sense of Bryce Young, it's only his he's his third year, so he's really technically under contract. You have Bryce under contract for 3 more years. including this upcoming season. So there's really not a reason right now to be taking into consideration Bryce Young's future contract and hindering your team for these upcoming years. What we just saw from Philly is like, you just go for it. You just go for it and you get what you can get. Certain guys might not have been deserving of exponentially large contracts, so you put them on an incentive-based contract, which is kind of what I felt like Brandt was getting at. You put these guys on incentive-based contract and let them earn their keep, and then we can reevaluate this conversation in a year or 2 years from now. But at that point, in 2 years from now, is when you're going to have to consider Bryce Young's contract. But as far as this upcoming year, Bryce Young's contract should have no implications on what you do in free agency.
Yeah, I agree, too. I kind of took that same stance just because you were saying, like, you know, a lot of those contracts are incentive-based. So it's like, by the time it's time for Bryce to get paid, like, a lot of that money can free up, obviously. So, but, yeah, I think you kind of, you know, go with building your team for success now. I mean, you don't have to worry about Bryce going anywhere. You have him. So it's like, yeah, you just build around him for what you got now. We'll worry about the contract later.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I'm glad y'all are a little more optimistic about the situation because I guess they've made me a tad bit jaded. Maybe that's the case, but I just didn't necessarily like the answer. Honestly, I appreciate the honesty, but it just struck me a little wrong. I'll say that because it struck those questions up inside of me. Like, okay, well, why are you saying, like, why is that the response? Why are you saying that? Which I wish Joe would have did a little bit more digging on that front, but I guess, you know, Tillis gave him an appropriate answer for what he was looking for, I guess. I know that you said that you had something that stuck out to you.
Yeah.
That we talked about a little bit on the way up, and I told you let's save it because I think.
Well, so it was two things with that, but the first one, I think it was Dave Canales or Dan Morgan that was saying like they hit on all the free agent targets, or they pretty much hit on all of their free agent targets. And so my question is like, how does that kind of make you feel about the other names that were available during free agency? But Dave Canales said they had conversations about some big names like DK, a Tyreek Hill or something like that, but they agreed that they needed to address the defense first. So, like, how accurate do you think negotiations were with, like, a T. Higgins, like, that camp, or, you know, a DK Metcalf in that camp, even though that was a trade? But if he said they pretty much hit on everybody that they was looking at, do you think those negotiations were actually, like, serious now that has came out, or was it just kind of like, you know, just the media spin and shit?
I think those negotiations were being had. I think those conversations were being had. I think that comment and that response to that question could be twofold. Like, yeah, you could have wanted DK or T and could have wanted to make a larger splash, but off of that, there probably were, as we saw, a multitude of guys that you still were, you know, had on your list that you felt were going to benefit the team and going to make this roster better. And I think on that, in that regard, is what Dan Morgan was referencing in saying that we hit on the guys that we wanted. Like, sure, we didn't hit on Milton Williams, and I know that you have something that you wanted to touch on that. Sure, we didn't hit on Milton Williams. We didn't hit on many splash guys, but these are guys that we all collaborated on. Dan, EJ, Dave, Brandt, we all collaborated on these guys. We did our due diligence. This was the list of players that we wanted, the list of guys that fit what we wanted to do. And majority of them we were able to bring in. So I think that's kind of how that translated and resonated in my brain. Because, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, like, you're not going to have a flawless free agency. It's just not going to happen. More times than not, especially if you're in the Carolina Panthers situation over the last, you know, decade almost, like, more times than not, you're going to be outbid, or there's going to be a situation that a player prefers over yours. It's just going to happen. So you're not going to have a flawless free agency. But I think, like, you know, we had the conversation in episode 1 of this season that I think the Carolina Panthers did a halfway decent job in free agency this year, right? And we've seen this organization and this front office last year go all in on a specific group and a specific side of the football. And defense, you were historically bad last year. So you really had no other choice but to hone in defensively and lock in on what your needs were on that side of the football. And I think they did a phenomenal job at addressing a good amount of those. Not saying that there's still not needs and still people that could make this team better. But I think they did a good job, and that's kind of how I received that. Like, not necessarily a bad thing, but you're not going to have a perfect free agency. And I still do believe that those conversations were being had, and it could have just been very brief. Like, it could have been Dan saying, hey, I got this, and this for T. Higgins, or I got this, and this for DK. What can you do for me? How can we make this work? And it could have been like, no, that's just simply not enough. So the phone gets hung up, and we just never readdress it. You know, so I don't know. That's my take on it.
And then I get, did you?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's interesting to me that they were not interesting. I appreciate the fact that they were defensive focused in this free agency, especially considering they were the worst, second worst, third, fourth. They were somewhere one of the worst defenses in NFL history last season.
The worst statistically, the worst.
Yeah,
in NFL history.
So that's great. Love that you're self-aware enough to know that you're as bad as it could possibly get in NFL history, and you decided to attack free agency. But I don't remember which reporter asked the question, but one of the reporters asked the question about marrying with a playmaking safety.
Yes.
And I thought that was very interesting because I still question why we haven't seen them make a play for Julian Blackmon at this point, especially with that being said. Like, you want a playmaking safety, and you know that, and even Dan said something about it. And then his response to that, he said something a little later in the interview. We're talking about finding a safety on day 3 to add special teams value. And I'm like, you've seen this play out already. Two of the last 3 drafts with bro from Florida State,
Jamie
Ass, and the guy from last year.
Safety? I don't know.
Only one they got is
or I'm just thinking Jamie. Maybe we just –
yeah,
I might
Jamie.
just be thinking. But you've already
Just
seen
Jamie.
that play out with Jamie Robinson, and I don't really understand why you take a chance on that again when you have a Julian Blackmon. You already brought him in for an interview, and we went over the PFF numbers. He's good in coverage. We've all seen the guy play. We know he's a playmaker. I just don't really understand why you haven't made that.
I think it's money. I think the price tag might be too high. And just like I just said too, bro, like when you're dealing with free agents, like shit it's a lot different because these guys ultimately have the decision. The ball is in their court. Like, and when you're not playing with New England Patriots money and what they have allotted to them or the work that they did to get in the position that they were in this year, when you don't have that, your hands are kind of tied, bro. Like, Charlotte is not the sexiest city. The Carolina Panthers aren't the sexiest organization. Like, it's just, you kind of got to play the game. And when you don't have the money to match up with some of the other offers, it just, it doesn't work out like that. But, I mean, I'm glad you kind of segued us into that, and we'll circle back. But that is something that has given me a cause for pause is the fact that we haven't made a play for another safety. We just simply haven't. Like, we saw the reports of Julian Blackmon coming in last week, as well as Marcus Williams. And I think everybody on this cast, as well as our content manager, Dylan, who runs our Twitter page, we've all been extremely vocal that Marcus Williams just simply is not the answer. He's just simply not, right? So I think that right now, no news is better than some news in that instance. Because if the news was we got Marcus Williams, I think that majority of the Carolina Panthers fans that actually watch football and understand it and know it and understand scheme and fits would not be happy with that decision. So I think, majority of the people that understand it on that level are just no news is good news as it pertains to Marcus Williams. I think all of us have become obsessed with the idea of pairing Blackmon and marrying in that defensive backfield. I just don't know if financially you have the ability to do it. I don't.
Well, I mean, maybe they're giving them the reins to bet on themselves because it's kind of like if you go and test the market with these other teams and nobody's willing to pay you that bag, then you'll come running back if you want to play football.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, like, that could be the case as well. And we could be thinking, well, we'll go find someone cheaper, obviously, in the draft, like Dan Morgan said. Not saying that it's going to be successful, but sometimes you do find those diamonds in the rough. So you never know. But I guess they're willing to take that chance.
And something that JJ's going to hate this. Mason Graham is back in play at 8. Based off of what Dan Morgan said, Mason Graham is 100% back in play at 8. Because Dan Morgan said that we've done what we had to do in free agency, therefore we've positioned ourselves to take the best player available in the draft, whoever that may be. Mason Graham is back in play at 8.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I mean, Is he going to be the best available at 8, though? If you have...
Depends on their board. That all depends on their board. Now, I'm not saying that he will be the pick, but I'm saying that's a possibility that everybody's going to have to think about and kind of sit with for a little bit, because he said they're going BPA.
Yeah, I mean, he did say that on multiple occasions. I don't think that this is what I'll say first and foremost. I don't think that anybody really was off as it pertains to the Carolina Panthers and what their draft prep. I don't think that anybody is off the board for them at 8. And I think that was just re-emphasized by Dan. And I don't think that ever came to my mind. If it did and I said that, then I want to take that statement back.
We did have the conversation, and I don't know if this was off air or off record, but we did have the conversation of, like, what they did on the interior line. Like,
it was
does
last
it make...
week.
Oh, yes, last week. Yes,
so it's like,
sure,
does it make sense to still get Mason Graham?
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
And for me personally, I don't think so. But
I don't think it makes sense either. But I know that there's a lot of people in the Carolina Panthers space, specifically content creators, that say like Mason Graham is this like damn near god on the football field, and if he's available, then you take him.
Well, they better be right if we go get him.
Yeah, precisely, precisely. Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, listen,
but if he's like the 5th best player on their board, and he's there at 8, and they have nobody higher, your next best player is 8. Like, you have your 5, and then you have your 8.
Yeah,
you're going BPA. You got to take your 5.
Take him. I mean, listen. This is last year I read Phil Knight's book, and if you haven't gotten the opportunity to read Phil Knight's book, the creator of Nike, if you haven't had the opportunity to go read his book, I highly, 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 highly encourage you to do so, because it literally changed my whole aspect on life. Like, not just business, because the business, say it again.
Perspective.
Yeah, literally, like 1,000%. Like, it just changed everything. It just changed everything in my eyes. Did I misspeak or something?
Yeah, you said it changed my whole aspect on life.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, my brain is just gone. I've been fucking off of this shit. I've been chewing this fucking Nero gum. Have y'all seen that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, that shit be having me wired. And I don't even know why, because I'm a big nigga, 1, and 2, you know.
What is it?
It's called Nero gum.
It's supposed to help you focus.
This is not a promo. This is not anything. But it gets you fucking locked in. It's literally like a natural Adderall. For me.
Where is it sold at?
Online.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. They have their own website, whatever. But I've been chewing the fuck out of that. I've had like 4 or 5 pieces today. So my brain is just fucking wired. I'm not going to lie. So going back, I read Phil Knight's book. It changed my whole perspective on life. Thank you for correcting me. That's what you're here for. Thank you so much. Changed my whole perspective on life and just business and all of that. I say all of that to say, like, one of the main things that he said in this book that stuck with me and has stuck with me, like, this whole time is, like, paraphrasing here. He was saying that he needed somebody on his team to do something, or there was a particular person on his team that didn't approach a situation the same way that he would have. And what he learned from that and what he said in the book was, like, tell people what you need done and let them surprise you with the way that they do it. Because you're not going to be able to tell somebody exactly how to do the thing that you need accomplished. Let somebody surprise you with the way they go about it, right? So I say all of that to say, at the end of the day, for the Carolina Panthers, this fan base, everybody that, you know, wants positivity as it pertains to games and shit on Sunday, like, we all just want to win football games. We all just want to win football games. I went on Desmond Johnson's show this past week, and, like, that's one of the points that he said. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, we all just want to win football games. So, like, I personally I'm at this point, and I'll go ahead and let you know, I've been at this point for, like, the past 2 or 3 years as it pertains to the draft. I'm at the point where I really just simply don't really necessarily give a fuck who we go. As long as they come in and compete, they're dogs, and it results in wins. Would I love to have Tet? Absolutely. I've stated that on multiple occasions. If I was the GM, that would be my pick, because for me, it's very, very easy. But I'm not going to crash out.
Save it.
I'm not going to crash out. I'm not going to do anything like that unless I hear Michael Williams. Now that's a name that I'm just simply not going to allow them niggas to surprise me with the way they get that shit done, because I'm going to come up here and I'm going to curse everybody out like I typically do. And I might regret it. I don't know. But all of that being said, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everybody is in play. Everybody is in play at 8. And that was just reemphasized by Dan Morgan. Comments, concerns?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't agree with the whole surprise me thing.
Okay,
Like, not in this situation. Because, I mean, what have they, the last few years when they surprised you, what have we gotten out of it?
They fucked off.
Yeah.
They fucked off.
Okay, so I don't need no more surprises.
That's
Like, the surprise shit is done. Like, you telling me you're going to get the best available, but don't surprise, because their surprise is going to surprise you with some other bullshit that ain't the best available. So, I mean.
Like, bro, what's my man's name? The safety that you love, that he low-key hates.
Yeah.
Nick, what's his name? Nick?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga came in for a top 30 visit.
Yeah,
They said he done been in the building the past couple of weeks for a top 30 visit.
Was it a top 30 visit or was it a locals
No, it was
visit?
a locals visit. Yes,
Yeah, I was
you're
about
right.
to say, because he's
was a
from the
locals
area,
visit.
so that could be a lot of the times the news on top 30 visits and local visits gets
Misconstrued.
because
Who
it'll
else
be
was
a
it?
local visit and it'll be a
There was somebody else. There was somebody else. Jalen Walker was another local visit.
I saw I can't remember the guy's name. I think it was one of the guys off of Pro Football Focus broke down Jalen Walker, and now this is something we watched Jalen Walker's highlights. I didn't see what he saw, but this guy was screaming like he's like, I got written all over my notes. Micah Parsons after every game. Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that's
Parsons. He
nasty.
was like,
I
see
saw that
Micah
this week
Parsons.
too.
I'm just confused. I'm a little confused with Jalen Walker's play style. Just because it's like, I also don't see him as like a pure pass rusher, just because I don't think he has like the size and just like I don't know. It's just something about him that just doesn't strike me as a pure pass rusher, but he also can't play coverage. Because I didn't see Georgia drop him in coverage not one time, unless it was on like a screen or something like that. And so I'm just not as moved by him. Maybe they see something I don't. That's why they get paid the money, but I don't
Talking
see
about moving them all around the field and
Yes.
how you can
Hell no.
disguise
I agree
them
with
and
that.
yada yada yada.
I agree with
Which
that.
is cool. Yeah, but like when you put that out there, like you're gonna compare a guy to a Micah Parsons, and this isn't just because I'm a Cowboys fan. This is because Micah Parsons is one of the most explosive edge players in the NFL. He has such crazy twitch and speed coming off the ball. Jalen Walker does not have that. We've watched it, and if you've watched Jalen Walker film, he hits hard. Love that about him. But he's not the fastest guy. He's not like a super explosive athlete coming off the ball, and he doesn't have that fast twitch that a Micah Parsons had. He reminds me a lot more of if you're going to say an elite pass rusher like that, he reminds me a lot more of a Khalil Mack than a Micah Parsons.
I like that. I'm not mad at that comp. I would say just off of that, I think that what intrigues people the most about Jalen, well, I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for everybody else, because that nigga's name will never come up in the same conversation as Micah Parsons for me personally.
Yeah, no.
Just based on the film that I've seen. Now, I can attest to what bro has seen, and we all know on this cast that I haven't been the most elite talent evaluator out there. So I will preface this statement with that, but his name will never be mentioned in the same conversation as Micah Parsons ever for JJ. But the versatility, that's what I mean, talked about it last week on FPFO, talked about it with Dez on Wednesday. Like, the versatility is really what, for me personally, intrigues me with Jalen Walker, to be honest. So, I don't know. I understand what you're saying, too, though. Like, don't surprise me with no bullshit, because I'm happy-go-lucky right now. You know, I'm feeling extremely optimistic about the season. I love the moves in free agency. Don't fuck off, man. Don't fuck off.
It's all good until you go to pull some Jonathan Brooks shit.
I mean, yeah. And I wasn't even tweeting about it, Jonathan Brooks.
Or trade up to get somebody who...
Relax. Give him time.
Yeah, nah, just give him time.
Give him time.
Nah.
Relax.
Nah,
give him
just
time.
give him time.
He's back in the lab.
Could you see him do one workout?
I didn't even see him.
That's
I didn't even see the motherfucker do one workout.
You just saw a picture.
All I
of him
saw was a
standing there.
picture. But I will say that's enough for me, because you know what I've learned over the past fucking 2 weeks? Besides that, I learned that the nigga loves Reese's. He got a Reese's deal. I know that he loves horses because he got a brand new horse. Like, I done learned a lot about the nigga.
Was eating somebody cooking the other day.
Yeah.
Shit.
At home meals. That
Shit
shit
look
triggered
fire,
me.
though.
That it did,
look
but
fire,
I don't
though.
give a fuck because I don't want to. And I think that might be like I have a problem. Like, I have a problem because I guess I just think about what I would be doing if I was in the league, and I come off a rookie campaign where I extremely underperformed. I'm just so obsessive about certain shit like that. That to me is just unacceptable.
Well, it's not.
And when I get locked in, it's like it hits different, nigga. Because I just obsess over like this shit being better.
It's not the worst trade up we've seen them do though. We also saw them trade up for DJ Johnson. So.
And a motherfucker was crying in the war room. I need to know that nigga's name.
No surprises, bro. I'm no surprises.
Y'all might be right. Y'all might have talked me off of it. You're right. Yeah, I don't know about that. I need to know that nigga's name that was in that war room fucking shedding tears because they drafted up for DJ Johnson. I just need y'all to find his name and drop it in the comments.
There's no way
if he's still there, I will air the whole organization out next Tuesday. I swear to God. Give me that nigga's name, and if I do my research and he hasn't been fired yet, prepare for me to go on a 90-second rant next week, profane laced. I'm just letting everybody know.
Will that be your 2 minutes?
Yeah, that'll be my 2-minute warning, and I might take 5. Motherfucker crying because we drafted fucking DJ Johnson. How many tackles is it? Matter of fact, let me not even go down that path. Nigga shedding tears behind that DJ Johnson. Are you fucking dicking me? Boy, y'all shouldn't even have brought that up to me.
But you want a surprise, so cool.
No, I said we all want the same result. I can't tell you how to get it done. Just surprise me. But let me add my own shit to Phil Knight's quote. Surprise me with some positive shit. Don't do no dumb shit. I want you to go to – actually, I don't know if I want to stay here and have y'all give me y'all's top 3 prospects right now for the draft as it pertains to pick number 8.
I don't know if I have them.
Okay. So
Gotcha.
then we'll table that conversation. I have mine, but I will table the conversation for next week. Go back to the Dan Morgan and Brandt Tillis conversation or press conference, because I know that you had something that you wanted to touch on, and I know that we're going to have a little mini argument right here. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, so what I was saying, so they were talking about the Milton Williams thing, and what it seemed like to me based off what Brandt Tillis said was that them and Milton Williams' agent never really had a deal done or never really talked about
I thought this was very interesting.
a deal.
Yes.
And so I was just very confused on where the fuck that came from within the media.
This is exactly what I was telling you the day that this news came out, though. That was a leak. That was 100% a leak from Milton Williams' camp.
I said the same exact thing.
To drive up the
him.
price. That was 100% a leak from his camp to drive up the price. That source, if Brandt Tillis is saying, or Brandt, if Brandt is saying that they never had an agreement in place and that he wasn't under the belief that Milton was ever coming to Carolina and he was just going about his business and doing their due diligence, that leak 100% came. Milton had a deal from the Panthers that he liked and was willing to accept, but thought that he could squeeze a little bit more out of the Patriots because of the way they were pursuing him. And
or not even just the Patriots.
Or
just
whoever.
Out of the market.
Anybody who wanted
which
him.
is business. And that's what I told Terrence. But go ahead. I want to hear your stance.
I mean, I just said that, one, I don't know where that information came from and why we were leaking it. And what did I say after that? I don't remember, but I don't understand where the argument would have came in at, because I just said
the argument was coming in from because you were like I don't understand where that shit came from, and that shit was whole shit if that was the case. And I was just like, I mean, yeah, it's whole shit, but like at the same time, it's business.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if I was Brandt Tillis or if I was like the fucking organization in general, I would have just came out as soon as he leaked that shit. Fuck, nigga, we didn't talk to you. Like, that was my stance.
But if I'm in the sweat, nigga, if I'm in the dragon eye, and we working, we in the war room and we working, nigga, I don't got time to address every rumor and leak that may or may not come out regarding my organization and what we're attempting to do.
You do when you will be the biggest free agent signing that we have outside of J.C. Horn. Don't be telling people where my money is allotted to and fucking lying on my name, because that money has to go out to other people. And I don't need you tying it up with your bullshit business or whatever you trying to do to get more money.
I mean,
no, it's just,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That to me, like, I mean, that shit is low key ingenious.
He's just a hoe.
Like, I mean, yes, and you have the right to feel that way. I'm not gonna lie, you do. You do. You as well as the other Carolina Panthers fans that feel that way. Y'all have the right to feel like Milton Williams is a hoe. And I'll co-sign that, and we'll stand on it. He's a bitch. But as far as if we're talking about from a business acumen standpoint, that's good business. I don't want to go to Charlotte. Why the fuck would I want to go out there? Them motherfuckers ain't won more than 7 games, and I don't know how the fuck long. They not talking the bread talk that I need, and I know if I touch the market, or I know if I just call my agent and tell.
Talking the bread talk when we haven't even had to talk about bread to you.
No, well, there was a contract. There was an offer on the table, but Brandt just said, I at no point felt like we were close. We just gave a fuck nigga an option. Hey, like, nigga, if you want to sign this is what we got on the table for you. His only stance was, I never really felt like we were close. I didn't think that we were close in that situation when that was not what was portrayed in the media.
Yeah.
You had multiple sources.
It's between these two teams. Like, this is very close to a deal.
Well, at first they were saying it was done.
Yeah, they were saying it was a done deal to the point that they were retracting their statements like, oh, now it's almost close to being done. Like, you have another team in the mix. Just a bunch of bullshit.
And I think that you thought like Joe Person was the one that came out with the news initially about the deal being closed. I think Joe Person actually was checking niggas and saying, now y'all would have to confirm this for me, but I'm pretty sure Joe Person was the one that was like, hold on, like there's a deal close, but a deal is far from being done. Which is like when you started seeing niggas start retracting their statements and walking back like, whoa, the deal is not quite done yet. And which is, after that, you know, the rest is history. We get fucked in the long run.
Yeah, he's just a hoe. And it's like, I don't understand why you're running to the Patriots. Like, I understand you tried to get that shit off. Like, oh, they've been more successful in the past. They ain't shit right now, as far as I'm concerned.
But their $28 million outweighs that $25 that we offered.
Yeah, but don't try to use that as a leeway. Oh, Charlotte ain't won no games and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be in Charlotte. Like, I mean, you're going to fucking Foxborough. Like, it ain't shit up there, respectfully.
It's not shit in Foxborough at all. I mean, but they do have Boston, though. But, like, if you're not the right shade of black,
yeah, I was about to say, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I just would love to hear what you were about to say, because I just know how you get. Let's see. So we hit that. Julian and Marcus, we touched that a little bit.
Yo, boy.
Raheem.
He's back.
Raheem is back. You hate him. Why do you hate Raheem so much? Nigga, I think that you just have a personal vendetta against JJ. Any player I love that can, like, be good or ass.
They're just mid, bro. Like, all of the players you love are just, like, just a guy, bro. Like, where does he move the needle at?
He doesn't. And to be honest, Raheem Blackshear regressed to me last year. I know he had some, you know, I know he was on and off the field, never really had the ability to get his feet under him or whatever the case may be. But Raheem Blackshear, that version of Raheem Blackshear that I saw last year was not the Raheem Blackshear that I had seen in previous years. It's not. What I will say is he is not a terrible option for you at running back 3. I mean, I'm not going to slander an organization for making Raheem Blackshear running back 3. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not. And he's a returner. He can return the ball. Like, he's not outstanding at it.
I'm not going to slander him, but he just doesn't do anything for us. So I'm not going to be gassed up that he's back.
You should be happy and elated and thankful.
He's just taking up number 3 that he could be given to a rookie. Like Tet.
Oh, no, but wait. Let's go slow. Because not like Tet, because we will be talking about the running back room. And you just said you don't want another Jonathan Brooks situation. So if the Carolina Panthers decide, we're not going to bring Blackshear back, but we're going to draft a running back again this year in round 2 or 3. Terrence is going to fucking lose his top on camera and get us canceled.
Unless
it's Cam.
Yeah. And then we'll be back in business. And then Jonathan Brooks can go on down the road.
So I'm not even going to let you do that to yourself. I'm not going to let you do that to yourself. Because there's no way that you're sitting on this podcast telling me that let him. There's no way that you're sitting on your platform that you've worked so hard to build validity with the fan base. There's no way that you're telling me that you would take Cam Scatterbull over Jonathan Brooks. You're not saying that, correct? Very, very simple yes or no.
I mean, bro, we've seen Jonathan. Bro, what have you seen him do? Like, literally, we have to stop being so fascinated with what happened fucking 2 years ago when he was at Texas playing college ball. Like, get that shit out of y'all's heads, bro. Like, the best ability is availability, and he ain't been available in 2 fucking years. So what is he worth? Realistically, what is he worth?
Right now?
Yes, right now.
Nothing. I mean, if we're just having an honest conversation. So I guess, like, right now, yeah. But, I mean, Cam Scatterboot does not have the ability to do what a healthy Jonathan Brooks can do.
And
what is
Jonathan
that?
Brooks doesn't have the ability to do as Cam Scatterboot can. Run him over.
Touche. Fair enough.
And Cam Scatterboot can catch. You seen what
Jonathan Brooks can too, nigga. Why you saying it like that?
I'm just saying. You said he doesn't have the ability. So, like, what kind of ability are we
He's
talking?
not faster than him.
And I've seen the
He's
coaches.
not faster than him. He's not quicker than him. He's not more elusive than him. He's literally a fucking white
Dog.
Jerome Bettis.
He's a dog.
And even that might be sucking dick because I don't even know if I want to give him that because Jerome was a fucking legend. So I don't even know if I'm going to give him that.
But he was just damn near 300 pounds, too.
He was toting that motherfucker though.
Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
a
a
dog
demon.
I
He
used
was
to
just a
hate that
fucking jack off because
I
nigga
used
ended
to
up shooting
hate
himself in the
that
club.
motherfucker. That was Plaxico.
Oh, that was Plexico. I was about to say he was just fucking embarrassing.
That Giants team was kind of turned though.
That was Ahmad Bradshaw on that team, too?
Mm-hmm.
Him
Yes.
and Brandon Jacobs?
Yeah,
Brandon
that-
Jacobs,
that-
my
Eli.
Bradshaw, Hakeem Nicks,
Yes.
Michael
yes.
Strahan, JPP, Justin Tuck, OCU Miura.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
used
was
to
fanned
shit.
out. Oh, you were fanned out.
They used to beat the shit out of us.
Oh, yeah, you were
They
fanned
used
out.
to beat
Okay.
the shit out of us.
You didn't stop. We got Raheem. Let me see. Let me see. I might need to go ahead and get me a fucking 3 jersey.
Wait till they get the new player in.
You got a Miles Sanders one, so
I mean,
just
yeah.
buy anything at this point.
Shout out to Miles.
Shout out to Miles, man. Where did Miles end up going? He got a deal.
Dallas?
Vegas?
Dallas.
Oh, Dallas. Oh, Dallas. Yeah, I mean, y'all been wanting that nigga, though. So cool. Y'all can have him. We done used him. There you go. Niggas want sloppy seconds and sloppy thirds and shit. You can have him here.
Did the same with Jonathan Mingo.
They're fanned out. They're fanned out, bro.
It does piss me off, the players. The players
we
that they
be
chose
playing
to
them
get.
niggas for goofies, nigga. No, what did y'all niggas send for Mingo? They sent a 4th?
This year.
Yeah, we got off.
Well, we'll see who y'all
We
draft.
got off.
Because if you end up drafting another DJ Johnson type, then
Well, I mean, shit, at least a motherfucker will be 2021, and he has a fresh slate. Mingo, I love the nigga. Shout out to Jonathan Mingo. He won't worth the fuck. So, I mean, that's just us being honest.
well, that's why there's a hole in the receiver room now.
Well, there may be help on the way. Hunter Renfrow. React. If you're not familiar with the news,
His best days are behind him. Let's just say that. His best days are behind him, but I just can't take it, bro. It's just no way that's where
it's
we're
just a fucking weird obsession with fucking mediocre bullshit talent. I mean, I don't even understand. And I saw a lot of y'all on Twitter. It do be that, bro. A lot of y'all got to give the whole race shit up. Y'all got to give it a break. Like, let's just go ahead and talk about it, man. Let's just go ahead and have an honest conversation. Y'all got to give the shit up, man. Like, can the nigga perform at an elite level or not? Fuck him being white, black, yellow, green, blue. I don't give a fuck. Can he hoop? Yes or no? And unfortunately, Hunter Renfrow, didn't the nigga retire or something last year?
Yeah,
Was
I
he
think
off
did.
last year?
I think he retired, yeah.
Was
Did
it
he
based on
retire,
injury
or did he just not
just
get signed?
or
I
he
think
just-
like he just didn't get
No,
picked
I think
up.
he retired.
I think he retired too because the way they were acting was he was visited with Carolina, visited with Vegas, and I think 1 or 2 other teams, and they were like, "Oh, Hunter Renfrow is back, this and this and that," dropping fucking hoop mixtapes on this nigga, and I'm just like, man, y'all got to give it a break, man. Y'all got to give it a break. Like honestly, just give it a break, give it a rest. The fucking infatuation with just mediocre mid bullshit ass talent is just baffling.
So he was released by the Raiders last March and ended up sitting out 2024. Former wide receiver Hunter Renfrow has retired from the NFL after 5 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, if you're retiring after 5 years, that just lets me know that your head mentally is not in a proper place for you to contribute what you need to contribute in Carolina.
Shout out Michael Gallup.
Shout out Michael
The
Gallup.
same thing. I think with Hunter Renfrow, the infatuation is, and the reason that it has so much traction in the Carolina fan base is because he went to Clemson. He went to Clemson. He's from the area. There's a portion of the Clemson fans that are also Carolina fans, so you have that crossover. And y'all remember what he was at Clemson and how turnt he was with y'all, and then he came to Vegas or went to Vegas and, you know,
He was turned.
he was
solid,
he was
yeah.
good in Vegas.
He
but
wins routes. I will say that he wins
did
routes.
win routes.
He did win.
He's
routes.
a poor man's Cooper Kupp.
Mm.
A poor man's Cooper Kupp. Let me just so y'all can hear me. A poor man's Cooper Kupp, meaning he's not as good as Cooper Kupp. He will never be as good as Cooper Kupp was at his peak. But he's a poor man's Adam Thielen. If we're being honest, I'm not even gonna say he's a poor man's Cooper Kupp because Adam Thielen is a poor man's Cooper Kupp. He's a poor man's Adam Thielen.
Fair enough.
And you already have Adam Thielen. You already have Jalen Coker. You already have Xavier Legette. Let's just see
Hunter
what
Renfrow,
we can do in the draft.
He does nothing for us.
I'm not going to necessarily say that. I think he improved. But I think that damn near any name that you throw out there, I think it improves the wide receiver room.
If you don't hit on anybody, if you're not able to touch wide receiver in the draft for whatever reason, then let's talk about Hunter Renfrow.
No matter how you dice shit up or dress shit up, it's still shit at the end of the day. So, I mean.
Fair enough. And I'm going to just immediately respond to what you just said. If the Carolina Panthers can't address wide receiver in the draft with 9 picks, I will be using a lot of profanity that episode. A lot. Because I'm going to – I already told y'all, if it's not Tet, I won't tweak. But if we don't get 1, maybe even 2.
I know this wasn't on the docket, but would you rather have Hunter or would you rather have Tyler Lockett?
Tyler Lockett. For me personally.
Well, Tyler Lockett's still out there, so I just don't understand.
But I mean, the part there is the fact that Tyler Lockett is old and Hunter Renfrow isn't.
I mean, he's 29.
Yeah, but I mean, he only played 5 years.
You only need him for a season.
You only need him for a season, maybe 2.
Maybe.
Because I feel like we're gonna go crazy next offseason. Next free agency, like what you saw this free agency with addressing the holes that we did and things of that nature, and like spending the amount of money we did. Just think about that with you having an additional $60 or $70 million in cap space. We're gonna go ape shit next year in free agency, and I think that the way that we compete this year is gonna be very, very appealing to a lot of the names on that free agent market next year. I think next year we're dropping bags every fucking where.
Well, are you taking our over at 6.5 games that they already set us at?
Yes, me personally. I already told you last week that I think that you should win a minimum of 8 games. A minimum. And I didn't, because I don't want to jump out the window too early like I'll have, the last 2 or 3 years.
But you will by the time the season gets started.
I mean, probably once I go to training camp and do all of that additional shit. I'm sure I will. And I could do that in 2 or 3 weeks after the draft. Because if that shit play out and that board looks like I want it to look, what you think I'm going to come on here and say?
Some bullshit.
10 or 11 games.
Yeah.
Divisional title. We going to win a play. It's going to be that tight time. It is. I mean, it's just going to be right on track, though. It's going to be right on track for JJ. Oh, my God. Let's get to this shit. Let's get to this. This was something that pissed me off this week.
What it is.
See if I can pull this shit up.
You don't watch football? At all?
At all.
Is it hard to watch film then if you don't like watching football?
Yeah.
For real? That's crazy.
I don't like watching film either. I don't ever need to watch it by myself because we go over as a receiver group.
Now that was receiver Tet McMillan. First and foremost, there's just so many red flags to me about this clip. Number one, the fact that you don't have the common decency and respect to be in a quiet area where you can allot 5 or 10 minutes of your day to have a conversation with these podcasters or journalists, whoever they are. I don't know. I would shout them out if I knew their platform. I don't know. That's number one. First red flag. Second red flag, if you couldn't understand the clip, they ask him, first things first, you don't like watching football? He says no. Second thing is, they say, well, that must be tough watching film. If you don't like watching football, that must be tough because, you don't have the fucking cameras and the commentators and the fucking theatrics, everything. If you don't like watching football already, there's no way that you can enjoy watching film. This nigga says, no, I don't like watching film. As a matter of fact, I don't even watch this shit by myself Because we watch it so much as a position group. Red flag. Which makes my fucking liking for Tet and us going him 8, it drops it down. But I would love to hear y'all's reaction because this shit really triggered me and pissed me off, bro. I told y'all, like, you know, I'm very obsessive about certain shit. And I just feel like as a pro athlete, there's a certain standard that should be met and a certain criteria that should be met. Like, no matter what role you play on the team, no matter, like, if you're dedicating your life to a sport, which all of these guys are, because, like, on any given time, they could just croak on field from one bad hit, right? So you're dedicating your life to this sport, and you decide to tell me that you're not willing to go above and beyond and do what's necessary to be elite at your position. I absolutely fucking hated this shit. I hated it.
I think context is important, though, in this situation.
Well, what the fuck other context do you need? They asked him two very simple questions.
The context being, this was an interview that has resurfaced recently, but this is actually an old interview that happened during Tet's freshman year.
Okay.
So I do think context is important.
Thank you. You've been doing your job very good today.
I will also say, which we're probably gonna butt heads. I understand. You know, maybe be in a quieter area. You know, maybe some stuff you don't say on camera. You know, get a better PR team. At the same time, he's a kid. You gotta think about that. He was probably 18 in that clip. He's only 21 now. You know,
so this shit is acceptable to you.
Let me finish.
Okay.
He's a kid, so it's like he has some growing stuff that he's going to have to deal with, or, you know, that's going to happen relatively fast. I will say it doesn't look like watching film has stopped him from performing at the level that he's performed at. So, I mean, you know, to me, it's like, are you a dog or what? If Travis Hunter was to go in there and say he don't watch film.
Well, you already know how. If you can't keep your fucking house in order, there's not really much shit that you're going to be able to tell me. So, already you know how I'm looking at him. The lenses that I look at that nigga through.
Yeah, but you would still do some shit to have him in Carolina.
Not necessarily. Go check out the fucking shit that I did with Desmond Johnson. He asked me if the Panthers had the opportunity, if Travis Hunter was still available at number 6, and the Carolina Panthers had the opportunity to move up 2 slots, would I do it? And I said no. And I said no very, very fast. I said it would cost too much. But, I mean, to be quite frank, at this point, I'm just not really that like, Travis Hunter is a phenomenal athlete. He's outstanding. I don't know. I think I would probably say he's a generational talent just based on what he did in college.
And you wouldn't go up.
Is he still with old girl?
I mean,
I haven't seen
him.
It's been very quiet on that front.
Yeah, because somebody told him the same thing that they have been saying for a month and a fucking half. Get your house in order, nigga.
So he's a generational talent, but you wouldn't move up 2 spots to get him.
He was a generational talent in college. I don't know where he's going to be in the pros.
I mean, isn't that what you draft people based off of, what they did in college?
Yes, that on top of what you believe they'll be in the NFL. I don't know what Travis Hunter is going to be in the NFL because the spectacle of what Travis Hunter was the fact that he played both ways and he never missed a play. Right, he played like 98%, 97% of college snaps, and that's like outstanding and phenomenal. That to me does not translate to the NFL. So that's number 1. So we're talking about, okay, instead of you going to full-time both ways, you're going to come in special packages, things of that nature, whatever the case may be. Am I willing? This is the question that we have to ask ourselves. We already spent $100 million on J.C. Horn, right? Already spent that. You have your lockdown corner. Am I willing to do a pick swap this year, plus more capital this year, plus what I believe would turn out to be a first next year? Am I willing to do that to go get Travis Hunter? For me personally, at this particular time, the answer is no.
Well, to rebuttal about, you know, him playing both ways in college, and that's kind of what stood out to everyone. Well, you got to think about it. Now you get him where he's able to focus on one particular position group, which would be cornerback, which most people think that he's better at corner. So
it should be cornerback.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's able to just focus on corner and come in special packages. So I feel like that would do nothing but help him.
Well, would you trade up with what the compensation I just said? Go ahead. I'll let you go. My apologies.
No, I was just going to say to pull it back together because this guy that we're having the conversation about, Travis Hunter being the generational talent and everything that he is, if he doesn't watch film, I mean, he's still
that's my whole thing. It's like,
yeah,
you're tweaking about him not watching film. Like, obviously, it's like you're going to have to watch some film just because these guys are at a different level than the guys that you played against in college.
Not necessarily. You're going to have to watch film if you want to be that next level. Great. But if you just want to be a guy in the NFL, you don't have to watch film. Because his athleticism and his talent will make him a good player in the NFL regardless, like a decent player, just off the muscle. If he's to take it to the next level and you're going to trust this guy as a wide receiver one, you're going to have to start watching film. And there's ways that we can do this. We can make you watch film because we can put it in your fucking contract. We can give you a tablet, the same way they did with Johnny.
I don't want to have to do that.
Kyler Murray.
We might.
Yeah,
have to.
I don't want to have to.
When
do
Des
that.
Bryant,
I don't want to make
league,
niggas. I don't want to have to make niggas want to play football.
When Des Bryant entered into the NFL, Jerry Jones had to give that nigga a handler. Like he legitimately had a handler that had to follow him to keep him out of trouble.
I was about to say. I mean, is Des Bryant the fucking standard? This nigga that fucking beat his mom.
What I will say is,
it's Des Bryant. Hey, and I love Des just like the next guy. But is this nigga the fucking standard?
What I will say is, I wouldn't have changed that draft pick for nothing in the world. Des Bryant was a fucking phenomenal wide receiver when he was in the NFL, top 5 in his time. Phenomenal fucking wide receiver.
Can we please go slow?
He was top 5 in his time. What are we going fucking slow for?
Okay, because I don't agree with that. But we don't have time. We don't have time, but continue. My bad.
Regardless of what you say, he was.
Okay.
I would do that, every day, 5 days, 7 days a week, and twice on Sunday.
5 days seems.
I would do that.
5 days seems reasonable.
I'm
thinking
about the work week.
Long story short, nigga, I don't want to have to force niggas to want to do their bitch ass job.
Well,
can you give me a list of the top? Can you give me a list of the top 3 Carolina Panthers ever? Matter of fact, let's just say top 5.
Would you rather
no fucking particular order. I don't need niggas thinking fucking long about it. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're going to come to the conclusion of is Luke Kuechly is on that list.
Cam Newton.
Julius Peppers.
Steve
Smith.
Julius Peppers, and whoever the fuck you want to put for the 5th.
They going to say Sam Mills, but.
Nigga. Never mind. Keep pounding. All of that good shit. I'm going to keep that coming. I'm glad that I held my tongue right there. Shout out to Sam Mills and his family. Respect, rest in peace, all of that good shit. Nigga, ultimately at the end of the day, what I can tell you, what made them niggas great is the preparation before they got on the field on Sunday. You will have a lot of people that will argue that Luke Kuechly is the greatest Carolina Panther that ever stepped on a foot on the field in Bank of America Stadium. And what made Luke Kuechly so fucking great, no matter who you ask, anybody that played against them, played with them, coaches, whatever, the key and what changed that nigga into being a fucking demon is the fucking preparation.
Well, Lawrence Taylor did coke before games.
Nigga, and to be quite frank, you can tell, and he was a demon. And so if I must say, it's a lot of fucking. I mean, if he's gonna say that he's gonna do cocaine before the games, then maybe we can change. Maybe I'll change it. Maybe you don't got to prepare as much.
What if that's what he's doing instead of watching film?
Yeah, we don't know.
You don't know what he's doing.
No, you're right. We don't know. I just don't want to have to make niggas have a passion for what they do and what they will put on this earth to do.
I don't think that he lacks a passion for what he does. I just think that it's just something that doesn't interest him.
And I just think that, nigga, I don't give a fuck. There's some shit that you do at your job that doesn't interest you. And either way,
he
every
said he
fucking
watches
day,
film. He just
you go in and bust your ass.
Yeah, like he
still watches film.
Nigga, but I don't want to have to fucking hold your hand and make you watch
You don't.
film.
He'll watch it in practice.
That's lame as hell. Yeah,
bro,
that's unacceptable.
It's the same shit, bro.
Because, nigga, that mentality is fucking jag shit.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it because it's the same shit.
I know you
it's
fucking
the same,
don't, nigga.
Listen.
That's
it's
fucking
the same
bullshit
shit.
preparation.
It's the same shit I used to tell my teachers in class. They'd be like, Tavian, why don't you ever do the homework? Because I don't fucking need to. Because when the test is in front of me, I get an A on that motherfucker. And that's all you need. I know the material. I don't need to do the extra work like these motherfuckers because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. That to me is just unacceptable.
And that's the same
That's,
shit.
well,
That's
nigga,
what Tet is saying.
I wish my
That's
son
what
would tell
Tet
me.
is
My
saying.
son or my daughter would tell me some shit like that when it was time to do homework. I'll punch them dead in their fucking chest. Like, cool. You don't want to do the fucking work? You don't want to do the work? Cool, nigga. That shit is just fucking completely unacceptable,
my thing is,
bro.
I said,
and I know that he was a freshman in college when this came out. Is that confirmed, or you just pulling that out of your ass to fucking fit the narrative?
Bro,
Which one?
That's the story.
Okay, cool. So I'll give the bitch nigga some fucking leeway. Excuse me, I shouldn't have called him that.
So you'd rather
I'll
have him or
retract that
Matthew Golden?
statement. Does Matthew Golden obsess over his fucking film?
It
And does he
doesn't
obsess
fucking
over
matter
his
who's the
craft?
better player. Turn the fucking film on. That's what we have a problem with, bruh. It's like you can easily turn the film on and say who's the better player. Watch the fucking film. What does the tape show you? He's the better player, regardless of if he watches film or if he doesn't. Now, I take the standpoint that he is going to need to watch film, and I disagree with what Tavian said.
On his own, because team film don't do shit for you,
Well,
nigga.
I'm not
You
saying-
need to go watch yourself.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I say he does need to watch film because these guys are at a different talent level. They're at the same level or better than you are. NFL is different from college. They say that all the time. That shit is a way different ball game. And if you're not watching film on the tendencies of the cornerbacks and just like the defense in general, like it's going to be easy for them to bottle you up and make you a non-factor. So he does need to watch film. But I'm not going to use that video against him like, oh, I'm not going to go get him at 8 because he said he doesn't watch film.
Did I say that? I just said.
Yeah, you said it makes him go down. You said us taking him at 8.
No. Well, let me clarify. Let me clarify.
Now he's talking about did he say that? Yes, you did say that.
It's a red flag. Let me clarify, because maybe I did. You know, sometimes I just be up this bitch chatting and be forgetting what I say. It takes Tet from being here, being the absolute pick for number 8, to let's just come down here with everybody the fuck else, and let's just continue to evaluate.
It takes me nowhere.
But you were jerking your cock last year for a receiver who had 1 year of fucking production.
Was I? Was I ever fucking doing all of that for Xavier Leggett? Was I? Dylan, can you please pull the film where I was fucking sucking or jerking my cock off to fucking Xavier Leggett? Can we ever do that? Can we please do that? I don't recall that ever being the case. I don't recall that ever being the case. Only thing that I said was, nigga, no, this is the thing. What I said was, it's pretty much the same exact fucking stance that I'm taking this year. I don't really give a fuck what we do. But if niggas are asking me my preference, this is the guy I would like to have. And if you just so happen on draft night to take this guy, I'm going to be excited. Was I ever doing fucking cartwheels saying that Xavier Leggett was going to be the best wide receiver to come out of fucking South Carolina University? Absolutely not. Never said that and never did any of that. So jerking my cock, that's a little stretch and a little exaggeration. But I get it. It be COE. I understand.
But what about for Jonathan Brooks? You were so happy for that motherfucker.
Well,
and you know he ain't played a down of football in over a year.
Well, do you know what they told me?
What?
He would be ready by July 1. They told me the bitch would be. I gotta stop. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Well, what I'm telling you is Tet is gonna be Tet, regardless of what he said in that interview. Like he's what you see on paper or what you see on film. So I don't know how that shit took him from up here down to the.
Because it's about your mentality.
If anything,
if you don't
I feel like you
obsess
just
over fucking
overreacted,
winning,
bro. Like
if
it
you
might
don't
make you
obsess
want
over
to pump
winning,
your brakes a little bit, slow down maybe.
Yes, and that's exactly what I said. It makes me want to pump my brakes and slow down. It's a fucking red flag because now I challenge you and your preparation.
Well, maybe
how serious
we're
you
saying
take the
all of
fucking
this,
game.
and maybe he watches film now.
Yeah, and that's what that was great context. He said that's very important in these kind of situations.
But even if he doesn't,
you don't give a fuck, right? That shit is A-okay. So when we got to see Surtain or when we got to see bro from Detroit, shit
I just
like
know
that.
the shit would change when he gets to the league.
Okay, well, so we just spent 30 minutes on this shit for no
Because
reason.
it's not like a quarterback. Like I would have a problem if we were getting a quarterback and he said he didn't watch film. Like that will fucking enrage me.
Well,
yeah, see, I just don't see it the same.
So
But I understand.
the other receiver then, Matthew Golden, came in for a top 30 visit.
Not mad at it. I mean,
Is that a pick at 8? Is that a realistic?
Absolutely the fuck not. There's a couple of things that would make me actually. That whole fucking soliloquy that I went on about fucking Phil Knight and all of that shit is a surprise. Actually, like as we've gone on in the last 30 minutes or so, I want to take that whole shit back. Like it was cute and I prepared that shit, like and did all of that. I actually want to take that whole shit away, bro, because there is a lot of things that could happen for the Carolina Panthers at 8 that would piss me the fuck off, and that nigga's name being selected at 8 would be one of them. So I just want to go on record and say, like, I'll just take all of that away because it was phenomenal. Still do highly, highly encourage y'all to go read the book for sure. But yeah, no, absolutely not. No, it's not a realistic target at 8. We could talk about second round, third round, fourth, whatever the fuck, but absolutely not at 8. That'll piss me off. That'll get us canceled.
Well, I'm gonna shot beer out my nose.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for just asking that and adding that context. He did come and visit for a top 30 visit. Love him. Think he's a great pathetic. Why? Because that's not a good surprise. Didn't you tell me? And I agree with you. Like, no,
but I don't even know why you even said that shit to start.
Because, bro, like it felt good. Like I trust his front office. Like I think that they can get it done. Nah, because they do have the liability. They do have the fucking tendency to do some dumbass shit. And there's just a couple of names that will be mentioned that I just might tweak out over. And I know that you will be the same way, but now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, it's like, yeah, don't surprise me, actually, nigga. All of the names I've been seeing, Graham, Walker, Ted, who else? Mike Green, who else? There's been a couple of, Michael, fuck no. That's going to be another name that's going to make me crash out. So there are a couple of names that'll trigger me, bro. There are, especially if we go to 8 and we come with this mentality. Michael is one of them. Golden is one of them. There's a couple of names that I will fucking lose my top behind. Now just stay within the parameters. I'll say that. I'll say that. Maybe that was left for your interpretation when Phil Knight said that shit. I think set parameters, but then let the niggas fucking surprise you with the way they go about it.
Yeah,
if not, then that's the fucking
when you
JJ
said
version.
that, I thought it was a fucking horrible quote. I thought this shit was one of the worst quotes I ever heard, but I'm like, okay, it's Phil Knight. He got that far for a reason, but that is fucking terrible to me.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. But nah, they love Matthew Golden. They love Matthew Golden. Steve Smith loves him. He said that he has him as number 1 receiver in the class. To be honest, that's really not saying too much, in my opinion, just because this wide receiver class, there's really no real depth. I think that there's maybe 8 or 9 wide receivers that'll have impacts within the next 1 to 3 years for their team. And I think after that, these niggas are just mediocre and mid.
I don't want Tez Johnson either.
Tez Johnson, I don't understand the fascination with him. He's ass. He's ass.
He's like 5'9", 1 something, and ran a
160.
Yeah. They just
and ran a what?
4.58 or something. It was.
I think that shit was damn near higher than that.
There's no way.
And the number that I'm thinking in my head, I just know it's wrong.
Hold on.
But I damn near want to. Yeah, I ain't even gonna say it because they're gonna think I'm fucking dumb as hell.
I'm pretty sure it was about a 4.58. But
a 4.51. I mean, never mind.
Yeah, when you're 5'9", 160 pounds, you can't run a 4.5. You have to be 4.3.
Yeah, 4.3 and a half or lower.
Yeah,
very simple. And I'll even say 4.3, 4.38, 4.37, 4.39, somewhere in that range, we can live with.
Yeah,
but I mean,
not a 4.5.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
And not a high 4.5.
Because what did XL run? Didn't XL run a fucking 4.53 or some shit?
I mean, Tet ran a fucking 4.5.
Yeah, I don't want Tez Johnson anywhere near this organization if he can't give us better than that. But maybe his pro day, he ran something different. Has anybody heard?
I mean, shit, it won't no point in him running that bitch again. You already done embarrassed yourself one time, and we got Xavier Leggett a 4.39. Excuse me. My apologies.
Shit, Jalen Milroe ran a 4.3 something.
Yeah,
a quarterback.
More to the story, Tez doesn't know.
Tez is a fuck no for me. I'd rather bro from Iowa State.
Luther
Burden. Luther, whatever
That's
the
Missouri.
fuck. Luther Van Draws. What's his name?
Yeah, Luther Burden.
Yeah.
But you have to get him in the second.
The third, fourth, like, shit, who, Luther?
Yeah, he's He's projected
Well,
high.
maybe the second we can discuss. I don't know. I will say that if Mike Green gets drafted, let's talk about that real quick. Actually, no, we'll save it because I think that's actually the question for Fan Blitz. I think that's a question for Fan Blitz, so we'll save that.
All right, so out on Matthew Golden. And
No, I'm in.
Or in.
I'm personally in, yeah. If you
At
can get him in the
108.
second.
You're not getting him in the second. You have to get him in the first.
Okay, well then no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not at 108. Not at 108. Absolutely the fuck not. It's just not going to happen. Let me see. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, we touched on that. Excel, yeah. I mean, it's embarrassing. And see, this is the type of shit that I'm looking to avoid with Ted. When I got to see a fucking mediocre bullshit rookie campaign.
But that's not because of not watching film. He just can't fucking catch.
He can catch. Stop saying that shit.
Fuck, he can't.
Stop saying that. Stop saying that shit.
Okay, bro.
Stop saying that, bro.
That's completely two different situations from Ted. One can catch and one can't. That has nothing to do with film, bro.
XL can catch. His wrist was fucked off. He had to have ankle surgery. A lot of shit.
You always shoot him
dead. A lot of shit wrong with his body, and he's back working with wide receiver 1, Jalen Coker. He's back outside. So I mean, what do you want me to say?
We need a sound button for Cam. We need to get "I'm back" as a sound.
We can make that happen.
I prefer not.
You're a fucking hating ass. Why do you? Let's have this conversation.
Bro, I don't.
The Carolina Panthers said they're open to reuniting with Cam or whatever the case may be. Long story short, they say it's no smoke with Cam. The nigga can come back whenever he wants to. I believe it's bullshit. Somebody in that organization does not fuck with Cam Newton. It's just a fact. Like I'm gave my whole 10 or 15 minute.
It's Dave.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I really do believe that. That's number one. Number two, I think it's just complete cap and bullshit. Why do you hate Cam Newton so much? Please tell me. Why do you hate him so much?
Stop trying to paint this narrative, bro. I do not hate Cam. I love what he did for our organization, for the city of Charlotte.
You love it, but are you fucking grateful? Are you grateful?
I even said they did some bullshit, not having his shit in the stadium, not honoring him in the stadium. All of that is bullshit. It's weak. It needs to be changed. But my thing is, what can he do for us? At this point in time, like, what's the reunion for? Was he going to come in here and give a fucking motivational speech?
He might. Or he might come out and bang the drum. Can you imagine Cam Newton entering the fourth quarter of a tight game? Cam Newton comes out and bangs the drum. The stadium would fucking erupt.
And then they lose. And then Terrence would fucking rage.
Like, that shit would, I'll be honest, that shit would do nothing for me. Especially, like, 4 beers deep. Like, I can give a fuck who bangs that drum.
And you going to be like 8 beers deep. You know game day Terrence hit different.
Yeah, so, I mean.
You're not going to remember who bangs the
drum.
That shit would mean nothing for me, honestly.
Okay. Do you have anything to add on it? Because I'm pretty much done. I'm like, I think I think it's bullshit. Like, I don't believe anything that this organization says about Cam Newton. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know where this report actually came. I found this article on Pro Football Talk, but I don't know who the actual source from the Carolina Panthers organization was that would have leaked this to the media, saying that they're open for a reunion with Cam Newton. But it's just like, it feels like, I don't know the exact phrase I'm looking for, but it doesn't feel genuine. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a real, like, hand extension. Because I feel like if it was, then you would have reached out to him personally and y'all would have worked on something. And
y'all would have
y'all would have came to a conclusion, and then he just would have been there, and like it would have been a thing where Cam is there in the stadium. You know, we're announcing that he's getting his mural put up, whatever the fuck you want to do. He's getting his jersey retired, which I think should happen. You know, putting him in the Ring of Honor. What do y'all have? Is it a Ring of Honor or Panthers?
Yeah, the Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. Putting him in the Ring of Honor. You know, all that type of stuff. That's when I'll believe that the Panthers are actually open to a reunion with Cam Newton, not an empty fucking gesture that was put out through the fucking media about Cam Newton coming back, and vice versa with Cam too.
It just seems like just to go off of what you said, and just kind of piggybacking off of that, it really just feels like and seems like it was just I won't even say knee jerk just because it's been so much time at this point, but it does feel like a knee jerk reaction to the outrage that the fan base had as it pertains to Cam Newton and his comments, you know, a couple of months back about the love or lack thereof for the Carolina Panthers, and his son having to question why his shit wasn't up in Carolina or whatever the case may be. It seems like it's just a reaction to that. That's what it seems like. It seems like it's a reaction simply to the outrage that certain fans had. And I will say that I was the leader of that train.
I ain't even
because
gonna
it's
say it.
No, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Because you hate the nigga. And I just don't, I still don't understand why.
I was about to say, I damn near just don't even know if his son asked him that.
So you just think he's a lying bastard.
People lie all the time.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you the worst liar in history as it pertains to pro athletes? Do you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah, that nigga lies bad, bro.
LeBron James, that is a lying bitch there. That is a lying. That nigga LeBron James, the way he lied, it should be studied.
Yeah.
Because he be believing the shit he be telling
It's
niggas.
pathetic.
He's
And
getting better at it, too.
And when he gets on camera
Getting better.
and starts reacting them songs, like doing that shit. And I'm just like, nigga, you know you don't know the words to that shit.
Nigga just be, he's a lying bitch. That's a lying bastard there, boy. I tell you, he needs deliverance, nigga. Like, legitimately. That nigga's a fucking pathological liar.
Yeah.
Anytime he get on camera, he lie. No cap. The only thing that I believe is when he be recalling them plays. Like, when he be in the post-game presser, that's the only thing I believe when that nigga speak. I don't believe half the shit that nigga be saying. Matter of fact, 90% of it I don't believe. That's a lying motherfucker there, boy. Oh, my God. Do y'all have any reaction at all to Frank Reich signing with Stanford?
Move on.
I didn't even know what happened, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's
As the head coach?
interim head coach for Stanford University football. Yep. And this is just a prime example of what America is. Not to get on no political race shit, but I mean, it's just very similar to EJ's situation, in which I don't understand how you can be a fuck off so bad that you get fired from a place in the middle of a season, and then you go to another situation
Twice.
and you get fired again before the end of the season, or did they wait?
No, the Colts fired him in the middle of the season
And
and
then we
hired
did
Jeff
too.
Saturday off the fucking
And Thomas
Couch.
Brown was the interim.
and then fired him from Carolina and hired Thomas Brown. It didn't even.
I
make
mean,
it through
that
the
shit
season.
is. Can we just go back to that one, like, for a second? That shit is just pathetic. Thomas Brown, another nigga that can't keep his house in order. but I guess like we won't go, bro, because I gotta just chill, bro. Because I mean, I'm just assuming at some point or another, like, some conversations we haven't had in person. So
I don't
I'ma
think we'll be
just
running
chill.
into Thomas Brown anytime soon because he won't have a job. We'll be up there, but he won't.
I don't understand where it is. Is he even? Let's go look. I mean, because this motherfucker was a head coach of a professional football team.
He was the interim for the Bears when they fired was it Matt Eberflus?
Eberflus.
Oh yeah, he is. I think he's still a part of the staff for the Bears.
They retained him.
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
I would be surprised if Ben Johnson allows him to be the OC.
No.
He probably served as like the assistant something. Whatever.
He is with the Patriots now as a passing game coordinator and tight end coach.
He's just getting passed around.
I mean, somehow he's a fucking nigga that is terrible at his job, and he still has one in America. So,
But Eric Bieniemy got shipped down.
Well, they act like Eric Bieniemy be talking that crazy shit.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So, I mean, he got some other shit he got to deal with. Where are we at? Did we get through all of that?
Juice.
Oh, damn, that was actually halfway decent. I'm not going to lie. Shit was halfway decent. Don't do all of that extra shit, bro. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Go ahead and get your shit off. Oh,
I forgot, actually. I'm not even going to be able to do this shit this way. I'm not going to be able to do it this way.
What you mean?
The way I did it for us to not run into the ad issue, I'm not going to be able to do it that way. So we're just going to have to deal with ads as they come, should they come. I just want to say, first and foremost, as we open up this segment,
Make it quick.
as we open up this segment, if you tailed my ticket last week, you got fucking paid. Round of applause for JJ, man, because the long time coming. I'm just gonna sit back and bask in this just for 20 seconds because it was a long time coming. I don't plan on stopping. So if y'all want to get paid and y'all want to get some fucking money, y'all just get in with me because that's what's going to get you paid. That's what's going to get you paid for shit show. So, yeah, I just wanted to take that moment to say that. The current leaderboard is 1100, and I'm proud to say that JJ's name is beside one of those ones. So that's all I'll say. I don't know. You?
You know who it is.
Go. Somebody. I don't give a fuck who.
Cool. So I hit my juice ticket last week. I will hit another one this week, so go ahead and lock it in. I have Florida money line. I have Janai Broom, 8 rebounds. I mean, he clears that in the first half, has cleared that in the first half the past couple of games. I know he has an elbow injury, but I just watched him grab 2 the other night with one arm. So, Janai Broom, 8 rebounds. I have Duke winning, unfortunately, and I have Cooper Flag getting 20 points. Now, he fucked it off the other night when I had my real bread on him. Didn't get 20 points, got 16 because I guess he's just not that cut. How people make it seem him to be or make him seem to be, but that's for plus 468. So lock that in. Florida money line, Janai Broom, 8 rebounds, Cooper Flag, 20 points, Duke money line, plus 468.
Tavy.
All right. Wasn't my best outing this week, but I'm bringing the spirit of juice back, man. We've got a plus 668. We are taking the Duke money line. We are taking Cooper Flag to score 20 points. We're taking the Florida money line, and we are taking the. I fucked off.
Damn, they copied my whole ticket.
Yeah,
I fucked off because I put UConn women's on there to cover the spread, but they're playing tonight against USC, and they're playing right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's okay. That can be part of it. They can just take the rest of it.
Let's see here. Or, no, they're not. The odds are just changing on me. My apologies. So
no, they are playing, nigga. They're playing right now. It's 14-11 UConn.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Come back to me. I got to switch some shit up.
Niggas don't be prepared, man. And I tell them, on the way, matter of fact, don't worry about it. Give me very, 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 very fucking simple, man. Very simple. Give me Florida money line. Give me Janai Broom for 15 and 8. That's very simple. I think he's a fucking theatrical bitch, that one. So Janai Broom. So yes, did he get fucked off the other night? Yes, hyperextended his shit, elbow fucked off, etc., etc. But I think he can get 15 and 8 because he came back and hit a 3 immediately. Duke money line. I have that, and I also have Cooper Flag for 4 assists. Plus 446, very easy, very simple, very demure. Plus 446. You put it in, you get paid. It's very simple. You don't. Very, very simple fucking math. And Tavian, I'm going to give you more time because I'm just going to go ahead and do Dylan's. He has a plus 488, 5-leg parlay. He has Duke money line, Charlotte FC money line. That is on April 5th, so that is on Saturday. Barcelona money line on Saturday as well. Liverpool money line, that is on April 2nd, so y'all need to get that one in relatively quick if you're going to do it. And he also has Manchester City. I don't know what day that is, so I would just be preventative or proactive rather and go ahead and put the whole ticket in. Again, that was 5 legs for plus 488. Good ticket to me. I wouldn't have a problem telling that. I think the toughest part of it is Duke money line, and I think that's easy as fuck. So I think it's free, but I won't even get on my soapbox because we still have a job to do.
All right, my apologies, y'all. We're back. So it's the same ticket pretty much. We just replaced the UConn women. It's gonna go to a 539 now. We replaced that with the Chicago Bulls money line against the Toronto Raptors on Tuesday night. Go ahead and lock that in. Duke money line, Cooper Flag money. Duke money line, Cooper Flag plus 20. Florida money line and the Chicago Bulls money line on Tuesday versus the Toronto Raptors. Lock it in. It's a fucking home run.
You're gonna be clipped by that Toronto play, but okay.
Them niggas are. They are fucking pussy. Just like
They are. We sweet as hell this year, but we gonna be back soon. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay. Let's go to our fan blitz. And I really don't think that we had many entries this week, but I will go check because things seem to change at a very rapid rate nowadays. So let's see. I know we had one good one from Bloody. It was actually a really good one because it kind of furthers the conversation around the draft and things of that nature. Yeah. Let's go to Bloody. Shout out to Bloody. Okay. Take all of this in. Pause. That was crazy.
You're good for one every week.
I know, bro. I've been trying to do better with that shit, but it's just...
You ever been swallowed?
That nigga, he going straight to hell.
And Marvin Sapp, too. I see that.
Oh, that might need to be my 2-minute warning, nigga. Oh, my God. That fuck shit Marvin Sapp pull, nigga. What?
That shit was crazy, bro. I've never heard nothing like that.
Bro, do you know how fucking crazy that shit is?
I missed this.
You didn't see that? Oh,
I wanted to fucking wring his neck.
Oh, don't you worry. We're not even fucking saving it for 2 minutes. We're doing it right now. We're doing it right now, nigga. I don't even know if we. Yeah. Oh, wait. This was one of the craziest things that I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I've never seen anything quite like it.
2 minutes and 48 seconds.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Mind you, I'm a Christian. I don't play with things like that, you know what I'm saying? But I do believe it's a lot of bullshit-ass prophets out here, false prophets. And that's one of the main things that my religion's word says not to do. And I know everybody doesn't have the same beliefs, but this was some fuck shit. And don't let this turn you away from the path that God may be calling you on, because it's a lot of fucking grimy-ass niggas out here like this bitch here. Mind you, this nigga, I don't even know if you know this for more context. This nigga just dropped the R&B album.
I didn't know that.
He's a janky-ass promoter. Just listen to this shit here.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I just think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws.
First and foremost, nigga, I'm just going to take this time to pause this shit and say, nigga, inflation won't even allow you to leave the house without $20 in your pocket. That's number one.
I wasn't cheap. That's swag. I was looking in her eyes. She's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because, again, it costs to sit up here. I got you.
That shit is just pathetic, nigga. Like, don't fucking be on the pulpit. Don't be in the pulpit and looking back at the people that you got up there saying that it costs $100. It costs money for them to be in the position.
When you probably invited them up there.
And you invited them up there, number one. Number two, like, don't attach the calling of God to a fucking financial value. Like, this whole shit just had me enraged.
So put your 20 away, preachers.
What's the white boy that went in there and shot up the whole... Oh, no. Matter of fact, no, I can't even say no shit like that.
That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm going to have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the... take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
Long story short, nigga, I would never, if I was attending that church and that was the church that I went to, nigga, I would never show face in that bitch again.
So he locked the doors.
This
and
nigga
told
literally
them to line up and donate.
Yes.
And
You
the
know how
closer you were
crazy
to
that
him,
is?
the more you had to donate.
You know how sick that is?
And
Nigga, I'll be damned if I let a nigga tell the ushers to lock the doors on me.
apparently,
Nigga, are you crazy?
he made a response. I just haven't had time to look at it, but I just know it's bullshit because there's nothing you can say that can, take that away.
These niggas
Now,
be doing
is
that
it-
shit.
Is it blasphemous if I say I would have walked up there and Mike would have tried to ram his head into that altar just for pulling that
Not
stunt?
necessarily.
Just to prove a point, or I'd be wrong, and that's not the place for that. That's God's temple. So
That's
I'd
God's
be
temple.
wrong.
That's
I'd
God's
be
temple.
wrong
So
for
you-
doing that.
Yeah, you would be
Even
wrong.
if I said God called me to put your head through this shit for
Yeah,
twisting His
yeah,
word.
because now you're lying on God, nigga.
can't
What
fight
if that's
evil
what
with
he?
evil,
What if
man.
that's what
Yeah,
he put on my
exactly.
spirit?
No,
aren't
that's
you
not.
aren't you supposed to pick up your
No,
sword
that's-
when it's time
that
to
was,
battle?
the
no,
devil.
that was just that was
So you're not supposed
manipulation.
to. So you're not supposed to pick up. So you're not supposed
That
to
was
pick up your sword
manipulation.
when it's time to battle. Ain't that
Yeah.
what he called for?
Yeah, that I don't know.
He never said lay down your cross and pick up your sword. Or I got it backwards.
That's the devil.
Yeah, I was about to say, nigga, you might have
got
got
it
that off of
backwards.
one of them anime series you be watching. Nigga. I don't know that one. I don't know about that one. But yeah, I mean that shit was just pathetic. I'm not gonna lie. I think that I woke up to that. I don't even know what day, but I had to rewind it and watch the whole thing again. And I just want to say that clip right there, that nigga only like said the lock the door shit once, but he said that shit like 4 or 5 times at the beginning of that. Like was dead ass serious to his ushers. Like, yo, close the doors and lock them. Like niggas are not leaving. That's just not my type of church. That's just not the way that I get down. Like I used to watch. I don't know. Y'all probably ain't from. You might be. You know who Creflo Dollar is? He's like a fucking mega pastor out of Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But he
black nigga with the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got some bullshit to him
Yeah,
too.
he be on some
Yeah.
because I heard some shit about him.
Nigga, the only thing I'm gonna say is I used to watch that nigga religiously, like every day, like you know what I'm saying, shit like that. That nigga came out of his mouth one time and said that the people in his congregation, he wishes that if they had a microchip or some shit that identified if his members were paying their tithes and offering, and if they weren't, then he wishes that he could have that identified, take them outside to a firing squad, and shoot them all with Uzis. That was the last time I ever listened to anything that nigga ever had to say. That is a fact. Y'all can go pull that shit up right now if you're watching on YouTube.
It was people in his church that was allowing him to beat their kids.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I'm taking my kids to the pastor.
Yes.
You discipline them.
Yes.
And there's people that went to his church that told me that.
Really?
Yes.
I've heard that report before, but I didn't know that you like had somebody like actually.
Yeah. That people at the church was allowing him to beat their kids.
Yeah. I mean, listen, let me
Crazy.
just tell y'all some shit, bro. Don't get caught up in that fucking cult ideology shit. Because that's all that shit be. That's why I understand when people have reservations about faith and things like that. Because it's a lot of bullshit going on in a lot of these churches, bro. Not JJ. I'm not going like that.
But I'm wrong for wanting to put my hands on.
That nigga said lock the doors. Man, nigga, do you not... Bitch, move before I cause a scene in this
They gonna have to
motherfucker.
lock me up.
Yeah, it'll get ugly. Because I know he definitely got them armed niggas in there and the cops and everything like that. But it's going to be a scene. It's going to be a scene. Like, it's going to be an issue. Niggas would
They
never
better
be
have
able
more
to pull
than
no
I
shit
do.
like that. In the church I went to today, if my pastor tried to do that shit, it would be a scene. I'm telling you. Like, nigga, live stream getting shut off, all of that. Like, nigga, have you lost your fucking mind? Yeah.
You remember that one service where the YNs ran up on street?
Bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Marvin Sapp, you should be ashamed of yourself, nigga. That is just sick, sad, and embarrassing. Niggas had they fucking stand up straight, fuck nigga. Nigga has been making gospel hits for fucking 25 years, and a nigga is begging for 40K.
And he probably already at a mega church, so it's just like
Yes, nigga.
Millions
Like
in real
what?
estate alone.
Millions, nigga, and you not paying taxes on the bitch. You not paying taxes. He ain't no better than Kenneth Copeland, Creflo Dollar, none of them niggas, but just straight bullshit. Kenneth Copeland said that he needed a fucking G5 or G6 fucking mega plane just to deliver the word of God.
I
Because that
did
was
see. I
his
saw
calling.
that one.
Yeah,
I
he
did
got
see
some
that
shit
one.
to him too. So, like, hey, be careful who y'all listen to out here, nigga. I'm trying to tell y'all, these niggas be fucked off, bro. And a lot of these crazy ass conservative locked in Christians that like, say they this and that, they done boosted these niggas up to have this platform, and it just be nasty work. And I say that with all due respect. But that shit is just embarrassing. That shit is embarrassing. Marvin Sapp, I just damn near don't even have no more words for you, nigga, because you just. Fan Blitz. Bloody. Let me see if I can find it. While y'all are waiting, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, press that bell notification. Follow us on all social media platforms. Damn, like I can't even. Where is the shit at? Okay, here we go. My bad. All right, here we go. Bloody asks, what is the furthest you'd be willing to trade down in the draft, and how much would they have to give us to trade down that far? I will answer first. I think for me personally, there's one very, 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 very simple answer for me. However the Carolina Panthers have their draft board set up, right? Because we all understand that they're creating these draft boards. They have players that they think or that they know are going to go, 1 through whatever. My answer directly to that question is I would be willing to trade back if that was on the table, and that's the approach we wanted to take. I would be willing to trade back as far as my draft board told me that Mike Green would fall and it'd be safe. So I would say 17 to 21 to 22 maybe even 23 at the latest, but somewhere in that 6-pick range, 17 to 22 or 23. That's where I would be comfortable because I think that the plan at that point would be let's go get Mike Green. Very simple. Let's go get Mike Green. Now, like I said, I've been very, very adamant on this. If the allegations are true, lock the nigga up and throw away the key. Fuck him. But if there's no validity and no facts attached to the allegations that have been made and what he's been accused of, and they're going to allow him to be a part of the National Football League, he's a guy that I want on my team. He is. So anywhere between 17 to 22 or 3, wherever you feel safe making the decision to draft Mike Green, and the decision at the end of the day as far as the compensation, it just depends on how far back you go. But if you get a team that's trading up for 20 or from 20, 21, 22, whatever the case may be, and they're coming all the way up to 8,
they're going to give you some good shit.
It's going to have to be a nice little draft capital package, and we might even have to be talking about a player being involved in that. But I would honestly not limit the conversation to me asking about next year's first as well. If they're coming from 20 to 32, we're having a conversation about next year's draft for sure, as well as more capital this year to add with our 9 picks that we already have.
Yeah, I haven't, like I said, and if you've been watching for a while, I don't really do a lot of my draft stuff until, like, not too far, like, right before. So I haven't really evaluated all of these prospects, but I would say probably a Mike Green, and then I will see how far down James Pierce is, because I am really high on James Pierce as well. Now, I've seen a couple mocks that have him going really, really late. I've also seen some that have him going fairly early as well, so I wouldn't be mad at that pick. So I would say James Pierce, Mike Green, and I don't even know another player. Like, if you can convince me that Tet would fall past 8, then I wouldn't mind trading back.
I see a lot of mocks that have him going in the teens and 20s.
Yeah.
I see a lot of mocks saying that.
Yeah, I seen one that had him going at like 16. Like, if you can convince me that Tet is going to fall down there, I will trade back.
Fair enough. How far back would you be willing to trade if you're the Carolina Panthers, and what does compensation look like? Because did you say anything about compensation?
No, I didn't really say anything, but I agree with what you said. We're definitely going to get some picks in the back half of the draft, because what do we have? I don't even know exactly what we have.
We have like 9 picks, bro. We have like 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 1 late in the second, one in the first. Like, we have a plethora of picks.
Yeah, so, I mean, it definitely adds a couple more picks to where we can get very, very serviceable players to address, like, a safety need or something like that if need be. And then you could also, depending on what team it is and how in dire need they are of that pick at 8, you can start talking about player compensation and then also some picks for next year as well.
Facts. What about yourself?
It kind of just depends on who's there when 8 rolls around and how in love with that player that I am and like where they fall on my draft board. I think if you're telling me I can get a premier edge, I'm probably not moving back. If there's an edge that I really like even a Jalen Walker, Mike Green, if you're telling me one of those guys is there and I can grab them at 8, then I'm probably not moving back. But if I do intend to move back, I don't want to move into the 20s. Like, I don't want to move all the way back there. Like, I want to stay in the teens. So I don't even really want to move that far back because I still want to have a bite at the apple for a high-end prospect in this year's class. I probably don't move past 15 because I think the consensus on everybody's board from what I've been seeing is there's about 15 first-round prospects out there this year. So I don't want to move out of the 15 that I could potentially go after. Being that the Panthers have so many holes and the intention is to go BPA, I don't want to move too far back. And if I'm backing up, a couple of draft slots, I probably want to recoup a 4th or a 3rd. Because I feel like I'm giving up premium position probably for a player that team is desperate for if they're willing to trade up.
A 4th and a 3rd this year?
A 4th or a 3rd. Not a 4th and a 3rd.
Okay, yeah, see, that's where we differ in opinion, but continue.
You want 2 picks for it?
Nigga, it depends. It depends on how far back I'm going, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's right.
I'm trying to crack a nigga.
Well, the further back I go, the higher that compensation becomes.
Sure, okay.
Right, but
it's also going to depend on what team is, because there are some teams that's in desperate need of the number 8 pick. We're one of those teams, but there's also other teams that could be in worse situations than us. So it's like it depends on what team is asking for that, to where you can really get off.
Yeah, I totally agree. With that. Shout out to Bloody. Appreciate you for participating in the show. And as always, if you want to be a part of For Panthers Fans Only and our Fan Blitz segment, you can send your questions in. We typically launch that tweet/Instagram story post at like noon, anywhere between noon and 1 on Monday evenings or Monday afternoons rather. So just be on the lookout for that. If you turn your bell notification on for everything FPFO, you'll never miss anything that we have. I'm going to take this time once again to say like, comment, subscribe at the G2S Network on YouTube. Follow us on social media for Panthers Fans Only everywhere except for Twitter at FPFO_podcast. And you can also find our hub for PanthersFansOnly.com on the World Wide Web. Yeah, let me see. What the hell?
What the hell? That's a new saying.
What the hell?
Yep.
Poly mailers are a great way to package your products.
The ads are just terrible. I mean, it's just embarrassing. We use YouTube. I didn't even have to do it for this one. Okay, well, that's good to know now, going forward. If y'all need poly mailers, go get some poly mailers. We be sending a shout out to matter of fact, let me not even get these niggas more promo. Who would like to go first in their 2-minute warning? This is our 2-minute warning segment where we just uninterrupted, unfiltered, get whatever is on our chest off it, no matter the topic, with the exception of politics.
Yeah.
Because we don't touch those. But yeah, 2-minute warning. Welcome to the 2-minute warning. I'm opening the floor for either one of you gentlemen.
I could go first.
Sure. Have at it.
Yeah, so me and JJ talked about this earlier. Like, just fucking transfer portal with college, like, it's just really starting to piss me off. Like, I am really, like, I'm good with players getting their money. Like, get your money, you're putting your body on the line and things of that sort. With the NIL, they deserve that money. But there has to be some kind of contract and stipulations in play to where, like, you can't just fucking freely move from team to team and just continue to take money and not bring the fucking talent that we're paying you for. Now, maybe we did bad in evaluating you to be as good as we thought you were. But you shouldn't just be able to get up and move when challenges get hard, when a player is outworking you, just because they really are just soft. Like, this era is just really fucking soft. So that really pisses me off, and that stemmed from, I'm a UNC fan. Elliot Cadeau went to Michigan. You know, I had my sayings about him at the beginning of the season, but like I told JJ, towards the back end of the season, he was one of the players that I really thought held the team together and that we relied on a lot to put us in winning situations. And honestly, for UNC basketball, that's fucking pathetic because he can't shoot. He turns the ball over a lot, but he is a playmaker. And so everything stemmed from that, and it just really pisses me off. Like, the transfer portal is really starting to piss me off. So all in all, there needs to be some kind of stipulations in there to where you can't just bounce team to team.
Hey, not mad at that at all. You want to go?
No, you go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go?
You go ahead.
Mine is going to be, I don't even know if I'll take the full 2 minutes this go round. Something that has really, as I've gotten older, really just started to fucking piss me off. And I actually partially blame our strategic advisor, Rod, for this. If y'all aren't familiar with Rod, I'd highly encourage y'all just to take a look at the YouTube channel. Go through Good Talk, whatever. Not Good Talk. Go to Good Life, and you can kind of gauge his personality. And what you see on camera is exactly who he is. That's number one. Number two, what really has started to piss me the fuck off is bullshit drivers. I really just can't stand it. It really has just started to grind my gears, as the Caucasians like to say. Fucking bullshit drivers. It's a lot of things that really just piss me the fuck off as it pertains to bullshit drivers. If you're in the fast lane on the highway and you're going fucking 5 miles above the speed limit, get to the middle or all the way to the right. This shit is designed for niggas that go 10 or more. And even that, just depending on the city that you're in, even that might be too slow. Because if you go down to Orlando, if you go down to LA, if you go up north, that shit ain't gonna cut it. Move with the flow of traffic, get the fuck out of the way. That's one thing. Another thing, I cannot stand a bastard that rides my fucking back bumper. That shit really grinds my gears as well. That shit makes me want to almost commit a felony on the road while I'm driving. That's two. Three, the third thing that pisses me off as it pertains to niggas that just simply can't drive is a motherfucker that is going way too fast as it pertains to the current conditions. I was on my way up here. It was fucking raining, cats and dogs, and I got niggas on my bumper going 60, 65, and I can't see what the fuck is going on. Get fucking better. DMV, make it more tough. Okay, my bad.
Oh, Lord. Let me know when I'm good to go.
Gonna take the 2 minutes.
They're trying to go over. So I was going to take my 2 minutes to talk about them cheating bastards in the fucking Bronx that decided to crack out these new bullshit-ass bats. But you know what? I'm going to let them chill because we've all seen it, and there's been plenty of talk around that. But what I'm going to take my 2 minutes to talk about today instead is something a little fun, something like I like to do in my spare time. I'm a big history buff. I love history. And I think something fascinating that's happening right now as we speak that people should be aware of is they just found something underneath the pyramids in Egypt. I don't know if y'all have seen this yet, but they have massive pillars that they found underneath the pyramids in Egypt that have spiral staircases down them. They sent some explorers down there. Still coming back with findings, but I do believe that it is going to reshape our understanding of human history and what we know about the past because it is very, very interesting. And if you haven't, because it's so fresh and I haven't done an adequate amount of research on it just yet, but I think everybody should be aware of that and kind of look into it and have some fun with it, man. If you're into alternative theories, we all know that they weren't tombs. At this point, it's obvious that the pyramids were not tombs. We don't know what they were, and now there's also the belief that they have there might be an underground network of a city that was underneath the pyramids. So it's very, very fascinating stuff that's coming out of Egypt right now. And if you haven't, I would highly encourage you to look up this research that this team is doing. First thing they did was they have this new technology where they sent sound waves through the ground. They first realized that, hey, actually there's structures underneath these pyramids in Egypt. And now they're sending an exploring team to go underneath them. They've cracked open some tombs that haven't been opened yet, or some of the pyramids that haven't been opened yet, and it's very, very interesting. I think y'all should take some time out to look at it. Fun stuff.
I like that. I love history. And the pyramids are very, very intriguing. Like,
you would like this.
It's just a mind fuck.
Bro, it's really, so fascinating, man. They said that on the other side of the chambers was a like these blocks, cubes that have liquid in them. Like some of the purest blue liquid that you've ever seen. They don't really know why.
Them niggas got fucking top. What's the shit?
What?
From Wakanda?
The vibranium.
Yeah, them niggas had some bullshit going on, didn't they?
No, it's very interesting. It's fun.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy history for sure. That was actually my favorite subject when I was in school. Was history.
Likewise.
Even though a lot of it is changed. A lot of it is just, bullshit stories that they've made up or, seem lesser than or greater than, but still intriguing.
Something that I realized early on about history is it's important, and I don't think enough people respect it because you can never know where you're going unless you know where you're from, where you come from. So,
I think, I could agree with that. I don't more so think it's that people don't respect it. It's just like it's not as talked about as it should be. Like,
well, when I say people don't respect it, in school, people didn't respect it. Like, a lot of people are like, fuck history.
Because they fucked it off.
Yes,
because a lot of the stuff that we should have been actually learning about, they watered that shit down with shit they wanted us to.
Yeah.
I'm a little jaded. My school was, they gave us the raw.
Your school.
You mentioned that, but my school.
Public school.
Yeah.
My kids will, unfortunately, my kids will just simply
I went
not
to a public
touch
school.
That shit, yeah, but it was different. That shit is not really a public school. That shit ain't really a public school. It's a public school, but it ain't really a public school, nigga. That shit ain't D.H. Conley. Nigga. It ain't Rose. It ain't South Central. It ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's not that. But yeah, my kids will, all of that being said, my kids will never see public school a day in their life. Ever.
You ready to pay for private school?
No, I'm not ready to do anything regarding a child.
Well, would you be ready to pay for private school?
Yeah, I'm not going to have a choice. I want my kids to have the best life possible. And I don't want them being conditioned with bullshit. And I know that
that's going to be little fucking dweebs when they get older.
Maybe. If that is no, I don't believe so. Not necessarily, because I don't think that their pops is a dweeb. And them niggas is going, like, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't going to be on time.
No, they're not going to be on time. But that's okay, nigga, because I got a place where I can take them. Where they can be on time, nigga. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So we're not worried about that shit.
Yeah, that wasn't a shot at anyone that went to private school.
Yeah, because I went to private school. So am I doing it?
I mean, but you...
I went to private school, first grade, homeschool, second grade, private school, public school, half of third grade, private school, third, fourth grade, public school, fifth, all the way through high school.
I mean, but the years that actually
matter and shape me. Shout out to them Vikings, man. Shout out to the Greenville Bulls and all that. We allow niggas to come to our city and stay for an amount of time.
Nigga, they gotta pay for this promo, bro. We not shouting out fucking whoever the fuck, D.H. Conley and all that other
respectful, nigga. Greatest high school quarterback to ever grace North Carolina. Yeah, rebut that. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll talk to y'all next week. Last week you gave me the sickest.